be zing, zing, like that only. Now, the truth is, attitude was, my roomie is here, Mr. Roger Humphrey Binney, the former Englishman who played for India. Englishman, how are you, da? And the South Indian compatriot, what's his name? Mr. Said Kirmani. And it so happened that these are three South Indians there. That is Roger, Kiri, Chika. Of course, Man Singh was our manager. The truth was, the first match in Old Trafford, Manchester, I think I've said this a million times, but I don't mind saying it because when the real hero comes, he'll talk about it. The man who really made it, I tell you, was. First we thought, real pagal. You've seen the trailer right now. You've seen the trailer, right? Let's talk about the trailer. The actually attitude shift was, as you say, but we thought pagal captain, he says we can beat West Indies, what this rubbish. But the man had terrific sense of self-belief, positive energy, positive approach. Kapil Dev was one man who changed that attitude, to answer your question. Then, of course, we had Roger Binney, who was the highest wicket taker in the entire tournament. Well done, Roger. Congrats, man. Fantastic. Kirmani. See, going for the 83 movie, what I like about the trailer was, you see the trailer, the minutest details, what really happened in the 83 World Cup, on the field, off the field, everything has been captured brilliantly. Before he comes, I've called him I've kept a new name for Kabir Khan. You have King Khan in acting, King Kohli in cricket. In direction, it's King Kabir Khan. Please, dear press people, dear all the media people, King Kabir Khan. What do you say? Brilliant director, outstanding. And to replicate that, if you see, to replicate that Kapil Dev brilliantly in the movie is this man, Ranveer Singh, man. Again, same amount of energy like Kapil Dev, Ranveer Singh. I don't know how he does it. Everything he's what do you call, copied Kapil Dev action, that shot, that's you see, everything, all the players, like Kiri, who acted like Kirmani, did look like Kirmani, who acted like Roger Binney, did look Roger Binney, Yashpal Sharma, everything, the details of the movie is amazing. So the 83 movie, dear friends in Bangalore and Kannada and whatever it is, we really expect that. We want all your support to make this movie a grand success. That's all I would say. But I tell you, it was fun. I remember Roger, myself, we all thought, macha, we're all going for a holiday, macha. One more honeymoon, second honeymoon, happiness. Where we will win World Cup, he'll come out. But you said shift in attitude, right? Captain.
Yes. So, just one moment, sir. I know we go back to 1983. A moment ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ತುಂಬಾ ಸಲ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. We will talk about it.
Correct.
We will talk about it. But how about this? Have you heard Krishnamachari Srikanth sir speak in Kannada? ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಒಂದೆರಡು ಲೈನ್ ಕಲಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. I teach you.
That is no problem. You teach me.
So this is going to be a movie dialogue that you will have to repeat.
Done.
All that you need to say is, ನಾನು ಬರೋವರೆಗೂ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಹವಾ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ದೇ ಹವಾ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಗು ಬರ್ಬೋದು, ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಸರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. Yes.
Mr. Binney and Mr. Kirmani, Kiriyula. Highest catch. He got the best wicketkeeper award. What was the wicketkeeper's name? Godfrey Evans Award. Appa, Kirmani, kya karu Sajini, kya na, aide bale. Good.
Kirmani sir's got great memory, isn't it?
Yeah, please call.
About it.
I'll sit down. Come. I'll introduce Kirmani. Do you want me to introduce Kirmani?
Go ahead, sir. ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ನಮಗಂತ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಿರ್ಮಾನಿಯವರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದವರು, ಕನ್ನಡದವರು.
One thing, the two Karnataka boys are outstanding. Jolly fellows. Roger Binney, my roommate, cool fellow, cool customer. Even today, calm. Kiriulla, hey, kare, kya jaldi re? Aram se, chika, aram se. The cool composure of Kirmani behind the stumps was very, very important. I'm telling you that That is thanks to these Karnataka guys. These two Karnataka guys are amazing. Highest wicket taker in the World Cup, Rajabini. Highest number of catches, and behind the stumps, Godfrey wins the award. Kirmani, please, both of you.
ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೈಯದ್ ಕಿರ್ಮಾನಿ ಅವರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ.
I am introducing her. Forget about her, Macha. She'll come and talk in Telugu. Don't worry, Macha. Sorry.
It's okay, sir.
So over to Mr. Kirmani and Rajabini.
I think you can take your seat there. He will take over from you.
Looks like it.
Absolutely a pleasure meeting you.
Same here, sir.
And ellarige namaskara, and lovely to see all of you out here, particularly the media. And we are here. Of course, whatever questions you would like to ask me, Rajabini. I think, Chika, you have said everything about all of us and 1983 World Cup. Please sit down.
ಆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಗೆ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತಟ್ಟಬಹುದು, ಬಟ್ we got to speak about that
What did he
partnership
say?
versus Zimbabwe match. You scored the 26 runs along with Kapil Paji. How did it come along? What was the mindset? Was it just tikhe raho, what Kapil Paji says in his style? What did it happen? ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ಆವಾಗ? ಏನೊಂದು ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಇತ್ತು? ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಟ್ರಿ? ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿ, ಆ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತು?
Right. Well, I think having done, Chika has said everything all about the first turning point, etc., and etc. But the most important match which we played, which brought us the World Cup actually, was the match against Zimbabwe. Normally, I was never considered as an all-rounder. And all these other guys, there were 7 all-rounders in front of me, so I was relaxed in every match that I won't get batting. So with a toast in my hand and the towel around my waist to have a good shower and watch the match. Half an hour's time, there was a call from outside. Hey, Kiri, pad up, da. So somebody shouted, I don't know who it was. Chika might know. Okay, who shouted that? And I ignored that. Normally there's always the leg pulling, right? So on those basis, I ignored that shout. Within 2 minutes, another call came up. Hey, kya kar raha hai yaar? Pad up yaar, bolke aaya call. So I was wondering, why the second call has come on to me. Holding my towel with the toast in my mouth, I went into the window. Again, I looked into the window to the scoreboard, and there I saw 17, okay. 5 bolte, yes, 5. The toast dropped and my towel also dropped. Oh my God, I hope nobody saw me with that. Picked up my towel. I don't know how I had my breakfast, how I had my shower. I was walking in with 128.48. That was, we were all 8 down. And at that time, I walked up to Kapil. And I said, Dekho Kapil, we are in a do or die situation. And हमको ऐसे ही मरने का नहीं है. If we have to die और मरना है तो मार के मरने का है. अरे किरी भाई हमको और 30 ओवर खेलनी है. We have to play another 30 overs. Don't worry. I'll give you the maximum stand to you. I'll play 1 delivery, give you 5 deliveries. And you don't have to play, you have to hit all the 5 deliveries. And believe me, I have never seen such a blistering, devastating knock from any player in the world until date. Such a brilliant knock he played, where in a situation like that, in circumstances like that, 17 for 5, 128 for 8 down, and only Ballu sitting the last man to take over. And I think I would like all of you to put your hands together for 175 of Kapil Dev.
ಗೆಲ್ಲಲೇಬೇಕಾದ ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯತೆ ಇತ್ತು, ಜಿಂಬಾಬ್ವೆ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು.
Yes, and the partnership, Ali, 128 runs partnership we had, and he remained not out.
Hey, talk in Kannada, man.
175, and yours sincerely.
Kirmani, to talk in Kannada, please.
28 not out. That was That was the match which brought us the World Cup actually.
ಆ ದಿನ ಬದಲಾಯಿತು ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಟಗಾರದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಆ ದಿನಗಳಿಂದ ಸರ್ ಈ ದಿನಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ IPL ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಣ ಇದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಕೋಚ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಫಿಸಿಯೋಥೆರಪಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಿರೋರು ಒಬ್ರೆ ಮಾನ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಅವರು, PR ಅವರೇ, ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಅವರೇ. ಹೇಗೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇತ್ತು? ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಇಂಜುರಿ ಆದರೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು? ಆ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಸರ್?
Good, you spoke in Kannada. He understands and speaks very well. Go ahead, Roger.
Yeah, good evening to all. It's a pleasure to be here. And also, what happened in '83 is still very clear in our minds. It seems as if it happened a few weeks back, a few months back. It's that clear. Coming to the team composition, we had just 14 players and we had one manager. And the manager took care of all our travel, all the logistics around the ground. The captain took care of the team. And that was it. If we got sick, then we called in a doctor. If we had an injury, then we would go to an orthopedic center. So there was nothing really extraordinary in the team. But I think having a small family of 15 people was ideal for us. Because we traveled the whole of England for the World Cup. Right from the time we left, we came into the airport, we got into a coach. And we kept that coach right throughout till we finished the final and left for home. From the airport, the coach dropped us back. So it was living like a family. And that is one of the reasons too that got the team together. You see, we started to play like a team. That was one of the reasons, because we spent more than half our time in that coach. So I think a smaller family, the better to gel it was, yeah.
ಫ್ಯಾಂಟಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್. ನಮ್ಮ KCA ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಕೂಡ ರಾಜರ್ ಬಿನಿ ಅವರು ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಸದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೂವರು ದಿಗ್ಗಜರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ. ಈಗ ಆ ದಿನಗಳಿಂದ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ 1983 ವಿಶ್ವಕಪ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಈಗ ಇದೆ, ಆವಾಗ ಏನು ಇರದೆ ಒಂದು ಛಲ, ದೇಶಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆಡಬೇಕು, ದೇಶದ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೀರ್ತಿ ಪತಾಕೆಯನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಕ್ರೇಜ್ನ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ಹೇಳಿದಿದೆ, ಸಚಿನ್ ತೆಂಡೂಲ್ಕರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದಿದೆ. ಆ ದಿನದ ವಿಶ್ವಕಪ್ ನೋಡಿ, ನಾನು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು, ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ದಿನ ವಿಶ್ವಕಪ್ ಆಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಆ ಟ್ರೋಫಿನ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ವಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಟೂರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ 1983 ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ವಿಶ್ವಕಪ್ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ. So people like Sachin Tendulkar as well have given statements. We've seen so many of them talking about it. So certainly we talk of victories. ಸೊ ಗೆದ್ದಾಗ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಗೆದ್ದು ಬಂದಾದ ನಂತರ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು? ನೀವು ಇಂದಿರಾ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಭೇಟಿ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಇವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಜನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ರೇಜ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಈ ಒಂದು ಗೆಲುವಿನಿಂದ? ಕ್ರೇಜಿ ಆಗಿದ್ರ? ಪೀಪಲ್ ಕ್ರೇಜಿ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ವಿಕ್ಟರಿ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಕೇಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ಇಂಡಿಯಾ?
You were talking about Sachin Tendulkar.
Yes.
2 days back, I met up with Mr. Lakshman, VVS Lakshman, who's now the NCA chairman. And he was saying that, you know, your 83 win, it just gave me the motivation to play cricket. That was fantastic to hear from such a lovely cricketer and a great batsman. So yeah, I think I mean, this is the first time that India won something big. That's why the craze and, you know, the amount of passion that was shown to us. You know, we met the Prime Minister and she was so happy. We met so many politicians, so many people. I mean, I remember the day, all of us would remember, from the time we left the airport.
Yeah, it's the team spirit, so we are joining you.
Okay, so from the time we landed.
Actually, we were 3 musketeers in the '83 World Cup, because 3 South Indians, you know, 2 Kannada and 1 Tamil. And we all used to go for dinner, you know, quietly with Man Singh and all. Idli vada sambar, wherever we get means run, idli vada sambar, machan, run, let's run. So that time we used to run for the idli vada sambar. So a lot of times we used to go for a walk, casual walk, Roman nights.
Yeah, looking out for idli sambar and vada.
Yeah.
Did you find good idli sambar vada London nalli?
You know, but we had some people, see, that time not, London was there, but non-London places, not out of London, we were slightly finding it difficult. But that's captured in the movie also. Remember that old Trafford, that lady who used to come and bring rice? South Indian rice, South Indian food. We wanted that sambar rice, rasam and all, no? Saru and all, everything. So we got it from one lady there. So all these kind of small things happen in 83, and this has been captured brilliantly by Kabir Khan. See, we'll have to come to the movie. Now, everybody knows what happened in the 83 World Cup. But the movie, how has it become a reality? That is the greatness. So, for example, Kabir Khan has just listened to all our stories. For him to just think about, create, and the real thing, going to Lords and creating it, going to Zimbabwe, Tonbridge Wells for the Zimbabwe knock. They went to Tonbridge Wells. Amazing. And the energy of Ranveer Singh is simply outstanding, and that radiated all the boys. Same thing happened to us in our team. The energy and the positive attitude of Kapil Dev and the self-belief attitude of Kapil Dev rubbed on us, and then we all said, we can win. And the same thing has been captured brilliantly in the 83 movie. I'm going by, you saw the trailer yourself. Do you all agree with me or not, sirs? Why is everybody quiet?
ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಟ್ರೈಲರ್ ನೋಡಿದೀರಾ?
Why is everybody so quiet, Baba? I'm so jolly. You're all very quite serious.
So ಅವ್ರು ಖುಷಿ
Okay, I'll also be quiet.
No, you are very important. All three of you are very important for us, and those stories mean a lot to us. But when you speak of idli, vada, sambar, I would also like to know, ಎಲ್ಲಿಯಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಕ್ತಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಲಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಪಿಲ್ ಪಾಜಿ ಅವರಿಗಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಮಿಕ್ಕಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಡಿಡ್ ಯು ಲರ್ನ್ ಎನಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ವೈಲ್ ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟರ್ಸ್?
See, my childhood hero was Goodappa Vishwanath, Kannadiga again. Childhood hero. Even today, when Vichy comes in, I'll fall. Because Vichy is Vichy, boss. India, 0 for 2, 10 for 2, Goodappa Vishwanath sure century. India winning the test match. That is the greatness of it. See, Vichy used to speak a lot of Kannada. And Vichy also used all this kind of South Indian food. So unfortunately, I could not grasp too much of Kannada. Roger Binny was my roommate in 83 World Cup throughout the road. And Javagal Srinath was my roommate in 91-92. So he used to talk in Kannada thing. So little but not much. Sorry.
Not much. Okay, how about all three of you? ನಾನೊಂದು ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಲಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಲೈನು ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಈ ಬಾರಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಕಿಚ್ಚ ಸುದೀಪ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ 83 ದಿ 83 ಮೂವಿ ನಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕಕ್ಕೆ ತಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ I'll tell you a dialogue. This time it's going to be from Kicha Sudeep sir's movie, and all three of you will have to do it together.
I'll do it. I don't know about them.
ಇದು ಪ್ರಪ್ರಥಮ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ರಾಜರ್ ಸರ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಕಿರ್ಮಾನಿ ಸರ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಚೀಕ ಅವರಾಗ್ಲಿ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. I'll read out the dialogue to you and we can repeat it together.
Line by line, you please tell.
Yes, I will.
1, 2.
ಕೆಂಪೇಗೌಡ ಸಿನಿಮಾದ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಇದು. ತೊಂದರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋರಿಗೆ I want three of you to do something. I want you to put your hands like one arm in the front. I don't know, you got a chance to act in front of the cameras. Alva cameras anta bandaga ಅವರು ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್
ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. To repeat what she's going to say.
Yeah, simple ಆಗಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿರೋದು ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
We will try our best. ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಏನೇನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರ ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ.
ಅಷ್ಟು ಸಾಕು ಸರ್, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ನಮಗೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು.
Why did you speak in Kannada? You are from Bengalore, man, not me.
No, I'm saying you are the speaker.
No, she has to repeat. I want to repeat what she says.
I'm going to give you a dialogue. Okay, right away. ತೊಂದರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋರ್ಗೆ, ತೊಂದರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋವರಿಗೆ
ತೊಂದರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋವರೆ.
Okay, all three of you together.
Boss, I can't stick to that timing. My timing will be different. That timing will be different.
Okay, so let's do one after the other in that case. Okay.
That's right.
ತೊಂದರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋರ್ಗೆ
ತೊಂದರೆಗೆ
ಆ ದೇವ್ರು ಕೈ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ.
ಕೈ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ.
ಆದ್ರೆ ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊಡೋರ್ಗೆ
ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ತೊಡಗೆ
ಈ ಕೆಂಪೇಗೌಡ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ.
ಈ ಕೆಂಪೇಗೌಡ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ. How's it?
Do the whole thing.
I beat those guys, no? They are Bangalore, Kannadiga, Tamilian macha. நம்மள பஞ்ச லூசு பசங்க பேச மாட்டேன்றாங்க, நம்மள பேச விடுறாங்க.
ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರು ನೀವು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಫುಲ್ಲು ಆ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆ ದಿನದ ಕತೆಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ
Ah,
ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರಿಗೆ.
Solla. You tell me any dialogue. No problem, boss.
Superb, sir. Is there any dressing room moment that has never been shared before that you would like to share with us? ಅಲ್ವಾ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋವಂತಹ ಕೆಲವು ಗಾಸಿಪ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ಬರೀಲಿ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನನಗೂ ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೋಡೋರಿಗೂ ಆನಂದ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಅಂತ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ something that nobody knows what happened in dressing
See,
room.
and it is now impossible for not people to know because all of us have done so many shows, given interviews on the 83 World Cup. So multiple times we have said all our stories. Like when these guys were batting in 175 not out, she only spoke about Kirmani, but she forgot the man, actually important man was Roger Binny, incidentally, by the way. The key man was Roger Binny. You should ask Roger Binny. Okay, I'll ask Roger. Hey, Roger, what time did you go into bat? He went into 128 for 8. You?
17 for 5.
17 for 5. Roger Binny goes into bat. Now, what is the partnership? How much did you score?
I didn't get many runs, but
Yeah.
the partnership was about 65 to 70 runs.
That's the most important thing. See, that's what important. See, he didn't score, but he stood there. Whereas Srikanth, zero gone. Gavaskar, 0 gone. So 17 for 5. All of us play pin code 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We were all 1 to 0 for 1. So then Madanlal partnership. Then Kirmani partnership. So the key partnerships were with Roger Binny, Kirmani, Madanlal. So let's put all our hands together for the brilliant partnership between Kapil Dev and Roger Binny, Kapil Dev and Kirmani. Well done, guys. You guys deserve it because that was something amazing. So you should tell Roger and Kiri the stories you were talking to Kapil Dev. What were you talking to Kapil Dev 17 for 5? I've never asked you this question. Now you tell them. What was the conversation between you and Kapil Dev on the field? Correct question, Ji? Press Baba.
Yes, Baba. Okay.
Please. Roger Binny.
Yeah, at 17 for 5, I mean, as it is, when you're walking in, your knees are still knocking. Kapil Dev had played a few balls before that, so he was okay. And as soon as I walked inside, out strolled Kapil from his position and came up to me and said, listen, we've still got 55 overs to play. Because those days the matches were 60 overs and not 50 like now. So he said, we've got 55 overs to play, and that's a lot of overs. So let us get in there and take as many singles as we can, many ones and twos, because in England the grounds are pretty big. So we got together and tried to make a small partnership. We succeeded in getting 60 odd runs.
Who was the commentary?
And of course, Kapil was the dominant partner all through the partnership. But we sort of stitched together a small partnership which in fact got us to better things. With I think the one with Madan and Kapil was the same as me and Kapil. But the one he played with Kiri and Kapil Dev, the last partnership, I mean, that's when really you saw Kapil Dev in full flow, where he hit those sixes so easily. I mean, anything he hit in the air was into the stands.
Okay. Thanks, Kapil. No, Roger, I'm coming back to you. Now I have to ask a question. I'm asking on the question what Reena's asking. I'm going to ask you.
No.
Now,
I was
you
wanting
tell
to
me
continue.
when you went at 128, right? What was the conversation? Now, he said the conversation between Kapil Dev and Roger Binny. Correct? What was your conversation, Kapil Dev, 128? So 17 for 5, he said that.
I have already expressed that, didn't I?
No,
They
you didn't
convert
you didn't
what
talk
I
about
told
conversation.
Kapil and what
No.
Kapil told.
You say what happened, what was the attitude, what happened that time. He never said it at all. Don't listen to him, huh? You never said.
No.
No, you never said. You say again.
It's a pleasure for
No, you say again. I want to know. I didn't hear it.
ಅರೆ ಬೋಲ್ನಿದೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ
Bol.
ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬಿಡಯ್ಯ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ
Hey, ನಿನ್ನಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕೆಂಪೇಗೌಡ ಹೋದರೆ ಕೆಂಪೇಗೌಡ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಮಾರ್ದಾರಿ ನೀರು
ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೋಪ ಬರ್ತಾ
ಸಕ್ಕತ್ತಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್. Over to you.
Right. Now, walking inside, obviously I have never panicked under any situation and any circumstances. I have only told myself that I'll do my best come what may. So on those basis, I went up to Kapil Dev and I said, okay, listen Kapil Dev, हम ऐसे ही मार के ऐसे ही मर नहीं सकते. We are in a do or die situation. we cannot just die like that. अगर मरना है तो मार के मरेंगे हम. अरे किरी भाई हमारे को 30 ओवर और खेलनी है. मैं बोला कपिल डोंट वरी, मैं एक डिलीवरी खेलूंगा और आपको 5 डिलीवरी दूंगा.
Well done. Super.
So on those basis, I took 1 run and 1 ball, and from there on, Kapil Dev played 5 deliveries. He never played. Either it was S4 or S6. So I have never seen such a devastating knock from Kapil Dev's blade in my life until date. Right? In a circumstances like that, in a situation like that, for any batsman to play in such a manner was absolutely beyond imagination. You see, I was at the non-striker and I was very fortunate. I was very lucky to have seen that great knock. Of course, you will see that in the film by Captain Ranveer Singh and his teammates. Unbelievable hard work these guys have put in. Amazing. I was called to talk to this guy, you know. This fellow, does he look like me?
ಖಂಡಿತ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Right, Sahil Khattar, a great actor. They're all actors. They're all upcoming actors in Bollywood. And he used to call me up. I spent one whole day with these guys in an academy. Actual practice, normal pitch. What we have at Chinnaswamy Stadium, the same pitch, and all the guys were there. I explained to them all the mannerisms of the player, but I could not show the mannerisms of Chika because he is so natural and a great entertainer with the Indian team, for sure. And he's an entertainer. He loves entertaining everybody, and he's doing that very gracefully also. So on those bases, these guys have worked inside out. Hats off to the entire team of Ranveer Singh, captain, and the entire team. They went 6 to 7 months, believe me, they were on the field. They were in England and practicing in each and every ground we played during the Prudential World Cup. And I think we are all very eager to see the premiere on the 22nd in Mumbai. We have been invited, all the cricketers of 83 and our artists who enacted on behalf of all of us. I'm just waiting to see how Sahil has acted, how he has enacted about my wicket keeping up there.
Fantastic,
so
sir.
We are all excited about it. We are just
Absolutely.
waiting, and you please wait for the 24th evening, Christmas Eve, to watch our film.
83. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
I
Giri.
think before you go any further, I would like all of you to put your hands together once again to this great Captain Ranveer Singh and his team.
ತುಂಬಾ ತುಂಬಾ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ನಿಮ್ ಜೊತೆ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಮಾತುಕತೆ ಬಾಕಿ ಇದೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಮೂವರು ಕೂಡ ಆಸೀನರಾಗಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ. ಇದೀಗ ನಾವು ಆರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರಿಗೆ, ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ, ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನ ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಕಿಚ್ಚ ಸುದೀಪ್ ಅವರಿಂದ ರಿಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಕಬೀರ್ ಖಾನ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅವರಿಂದ 83 ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಇದು. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಟ್ರೈಲರ್ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿರಬಹುದು, ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮೂಡಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ನಿಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಈ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಇದೇ ಸಿನಿಮಾದ ಟ್ರೈಲರ್. ಎಲ್ಲರ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳು ಈಗ ಈ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮೇಲೆ.
Well, India must be still recovering from the double thrashing they received from the West Indies and Australia. If they win today by a huge margin, they're still in the tournament. If not, so long.
Caps, it's 2 down, Caps.
Snana madak bidro. That's another one gone.
Caps, 3 down.
Yen hudgata idu. Just shut up. This is a disaster.
ಕ್ಯಾಬ್ಸ್ 4 ವಿಕೆಟ್ ಹೋಯ್ತು.
ಇಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನಲ್ಲೂ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಬೇಡವಾ? ಹುಡುಗಾಟಕ್ಕೂ ಮಿತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು?
9 ರನ್.
4 ವಿಕೆಟ್ ಬಿದ್ದಿದೆ. There's our team bus. No bus for Indian team.
ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಹೊಡಿಯೋ ಚಿಕ್ಕ, ಇದು ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ನನಗೆ ಚುಮ್ಮಾ ಟುಕು ಟುಕು ಅಂತ ಆಡಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಮಚ್ಚ.
ಕಪಿಲ್ ಹೇಳು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅವ್ನಿಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಾಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬುರ್ಡೆಗೆ ಎಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಕೋ ಮಂದೀಪ, ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅವನ್ಗೆ.
ಏ ಚಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಣಿ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಯಾ?
ಶ್ರೀಕಾಂತ್
ಓಯ್ ಬಲ್ಲು, ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳು ನಾಳೆ ನೀನ್ ನೋಡ್ಕತೀನಿ ಅಂತ.
ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ?
ನಾಳೆ ನೀನ್ ನೋಡ್ಕತೀನಿ ಅಂತ.
See you tomorrow.
ನಾಳೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
It's a do and die. ಏನು?
ಯು ಮೀನ್ ಡೂ ಆರ್ ಡೈ.
ಸೊ ಈಗ 1983 ನಾವ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಾವು ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡೀಸ್ ನ ಸೋಲಿಸ್ತೀವಂತೆ. ನಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್ ಏನು ಹುಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಚಡಿದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು.
Gentlemen, line up, please. Everybody look in the lens.
What do you think are your team's chances in the cup?
We here to win.
To win the World Cup?
What else we here for?
I don't think the Indians can quite see the ball. It's moving too fast for them.
India in big trouble now. 2 wickets down in quick succession.
ಒಂದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ವಿಕೆಟ್ ಬೀಳ್ತಿದೆ.
ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮುಗೀತು, ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಕಪ್ ಮುಗೀತು, ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್ ಫಿನಿಶ್.
ಒಂದ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಗೆಲ್ರು, ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು.
35 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಗೆದ್ವಿ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಗೌರವ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋದು ಇನ್ನೂ ಬಾಕಿ ಉಳಿದಿದೆ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಟನ್. ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಇಂದ ಆಚೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿ, ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಈ ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಇಳಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಗುರಿ ಒಂದೇ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರಾಣ ಒತ್ತೆ ಇಟ್ಟು ದೇಶಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆಡೋದು. I say before we here to win.
ಸಿನಿಮಾ ತೆರೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಣಲಿದೆ ಇದೇ 24ನೇ ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ ಅಂದು. ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಅಭಿನಯ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಅವರ ಕುಟುಂಬದವರು ಕೂಡ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಿಚ್ಚ ಸುದೀಪ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ, ಜೋರಾದ ಒಂದು ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಅವರ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಸಮೇತರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಕಪಿಲ್ ಪಾಜಿ ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಕಪಿಲ್ ದೇವ್ ಸರ್, ಹೆಲೋ, ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್, ವಾರ್ಮ್ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್. ಬಹಳ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭ, ಈ ಕ್ಷಣ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯವಾದದ್ದು. ನಾವು ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡುವಂತಹ ವಿಷಯ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ 1983ರ ವಿಶ್ವಕಪ್ ಫುಟೇಜ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನೋಡದೇ ಇರೋವಂತಹ ಫುಟೇಜನ್ನು ರೀಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಜನರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ದಿಗ್ಗಜರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ರೀಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾನ ತೆರೆ ಮೇಲೆ ತಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಹಳ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. 83 ದ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಗೂಸ್ ಬಂಪ್ಸ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಸಿನಿಮಾ. ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರೇ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತಟ್ಟಿ ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಈಗ ಆಗಮಿಸಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ರಣವೀರ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ರವರು. ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ. Such a pleasure having you with us, sir. ಸ್ವಾಗತ, ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ. ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಹವಾನು ತಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. And such a pleasure having you with us. Thank you, sir. So, Kabir Khan ಅವರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಸದ್ದು. Thank you so much. Our producer, director. ಕಿಂಗ್ ಕಬೀರ್ ಖಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. ಇದೀಗ ನಾನು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮೇ ಐ ಇನ್ವೈಟ್ Kapil Paji, Kapil Dev sir, may we have you on stage please. Kicha Sudeep sir, may we have you on stage please. Ranveer Singh, may we have you on stage please. Kabir Singh sir, Kabir Khan sir, I stand corrected, please join us on stage. We do have Krishnamachari Shrikant sir, please join us back on stage. Roger Bini sir, Syed Kirmani sir, may we have all three of you joining us on stage. Please put your hands together as I invite ಈಗ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ Shibashish Sarkar ಅವರು, producer who's joining us on stage. Jack Manjunath Ravaru, our distributor, taught him a dialogue and he's excited to share that with you. Just give me a moment. We
already did replay for you, Kicha Sudeepa.
So just give me a moment. I'll just invite another dignitary to join us. ಇದೀಗ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೋರು ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಷ್ಣುವರ್ಧನ್ ಇಂದೂರಿ ಅವರು. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ತಾವು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ. One moment.
Rina, start now. Come on.
I'd also like to invite, so just 1 second there, Sanjay Wadhwa, IAP International. From AP International, we have Mr. Sanjay Wadhwa joining us here.
Hi, Sanjay,
let's give a big hand. Time's come, yes. So, Yelru kaita idira, nimage gottu. You want me to repeat that for you?
Right, line after line. With action.
Just the last line?
Oh, no, first line. Oh, he's come
together.
Fully.
So, idi dialogue, idu nimagoskara, yelrigoskara.
Yeah, Kicha, please come here. You have to say whether I'm doing a good job of yours. She's asked me to do. Hey, come that side, Rina.
Okay.
Tell me.
So it's going to be the Kempegoda cinema dialogue, sir. ತೊಂದ್ರೆಲಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಆ ದೇವ್ರು ಕೈ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ರೆ ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊಡೋರಿಗೆ ಈ ಕೆಂಪೇಗೌಡ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ.
Start one by one.
ತೊಂದ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋರಿಗೆ
ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೋಗೆ
ಆ ದೇವ್ರು ಕೈ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ.
ಕೈ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ. ಕೈ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ. ಕೈ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ.
Would you like to join along too?
Of course. ಕೈ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ.
I also want to say King Kicha Sudeepa dialogue. And all three of you doing that together.
Okay. So we'll first say and then one by one.
Yeah. Let's have it from real.
My hand little tight in this language.
With action, hand like this, something like that.
Something like that, but I
didn't. What she saw.
King director will say action, no? The king director will say action.
ನಮ್ಮ ಚೀಕ ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ರಾಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್, ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಗೊತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇದುವರೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಸೈಯದ್ ಕಿರ್ಮಾನಿ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ರಾಜರ್ ಬಿನಿ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಹಾಗೆ ಚೀಕಾ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆನೂ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಆದರೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಸಮಯ ಕಪಿಲ್ ಪಾಜಿ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡೇ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಬದಲಾಯಿತು. ಭಾರತದ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಬದಲಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಕ್ಷಣ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1983ರ ವಿಶ್ವ ಕಪ್. ಕಪಿಲ್ ಪಾಜಿ, we'd like to know from you, how did you know? How crazy was it to know that India is going to win the 1983 World Cup? Tell us about it.
If I knew before that, I would have the richest man in the world. No way. Nobody, no sportsman is 100%. Yes, you will to go out and do. But first thing, can I say something?
Yes, please go ahead.
Only one person in this world feel happy when you call me Paji, and my wife. No other person will feel happy. So don't call me Paji. So just say, darling, that's good enough for me. Yeah. And my wife will feel very happy. Okay, she's calling Paji. Thank you very much. You're inviting us. And Sudeep, you've taken the lead here in this part of the country. Thank you. Whatever we did, we've forgotten. But I think Kabir, his team have bring back the memories. And only thing I can say that how delighted me and my team is. Something which we never expected, we are going to see back within next 2 days. So I want to say thank you, Kabir, and Vishnu to you and to your entire. I think a lot of time I give an interview. Every time I said I have to talk about Reliance. These 2-3 people are not good enough if somebody doesn't put money. That's true. I mean, we can try to do anything, but we can clap for Reliance people. They put so much money, so much effort, and we made, Kabir made it as a King Khan director. Where is Chika? King Khan director. No, just wait. My turn. Just wait. He have to leave in next 15 minutes, so he have to talk the maximum, but wait for 5 minutes. Right? Thank you very much. Ayo, Amma, stay there. Thank you once again, and with the number you're coming, I know this movie will do well. I can just, we can cross our finger, and let's hope people can, we can relive our life once again, but I hope you can enjoy watching this movie. And this is the first time I come to know the movie is coming in your language, local. I wish God would have given me more intelligence where I could have learned all the languages, which I'm not very intelligent. That's why I start playing cricket. If I were intelligent, that's true. If I were intelligent, I would have been doctor, engineer. So I couldn't study anything, so I come back to the playground. He's an engineer, left the study halfway through. That's okay. That's okay. But thank you very much coming in such a big number. And what should I call you? Paji?
Thank you so much, Kapil Dev sir. Haryana Hurricane, we know, has spoken. And we do know ಎಲ್ಲರ ಎದೆ ಬಡಿತವನ್ನ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಇದು. ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ 24 ತೆರೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಣಲಿದೆ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಲಿದೆ. ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾನ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಆದರೆ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಾನು ಕೆಲವು ಹೊತ್ತು ನಂತರ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಕಬೀರ್ ಖಾನ್ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ, ಫುಟೇಜ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಜನರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಭಾಯಿಸಬೇಕು, ತುಂಬ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯ ಭಾವನೆ, ಇಮೋಷನ್ ವ್ಯಕ್ತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಬಹಳ ಖುಷಿ ಗೊತ್ತು ನನಗೆ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ there was nothing that you could watch, but you took a moment to meet, how did the recreation happen? How did this film happen? Could you please tell us, to our viewers here today?
Yes, of course, it was a monumental project of research, because you're right, there are some of the matches, especially the iconic 175 not out, the world record that Kapil Dev created at Tunbridge Wells. There's no footage because BBC decided to go on strike that very day, yes, thinking that there's nothing much going to be happening in that match. How wrong they were. So when I wanted to recreate it almost 4 decades later, we had to really get down to do what we call primary research. You know, my documentary days training came to my assistants, and I went to Tunbridge Wells and I said, please get me people who were eyewitnesses to that match. And some 24 gentlemen came, and they gave me a blow-by-blow account of what the fury that Kapil Dev had unleashed that day. And they, even after 4 decades, had like stars in their eyes when they were recounting what he had done. One of them, of course, was pretty angry even after 40 years. He said, you know, he smashed the windshield of my car. And he said, I went running to get my car out, and you know, some 20-30 others followed, and there was a stampede in the car park to get their cars out. Now, as a filmmaker, what better scene than I don't need to show what's happening on the field. I just need to show its effect on the people running to get their cars out, because Kapil Dev is going to smash all their windshields. So that's the journey. That's how it's been to recreate all these iconic moments.
Fantastic. ತುಂಬಾ ಶ್ರಮ ಇದೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಜನರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತುಕತೆ ಇದೆ. ಅದ ನಂತರ ಮೂಡಿ ಬಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಈ ಒಂದು ಎಪಿಕ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ನ ರೀಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ, ಆದರೆ 1 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದೆ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೊತ್ತು ಕಾತು ಈಗ ತೆರೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿದ್ಧವಾಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರಣವೀರ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದರೆ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಯು ಫೀಲ್ ಯು ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಎಟ್ ಕಪಿಲ್ ದೇವ್ ದೇರ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫೀಲ್ that's Kapil Dev, the younger version of it. Kapil Paji, oh, I won't call you. Do I call you Kapil darling?
Never do it again. Never do it again.
Do you agree with what I say?
Say darling every time you say, you can see the smile.
So, sir, do you agree to what I said? Don't you agree? He looks exactly like you, the younger version of it.
He's handsome. He's smart.
That's something that we need to ask here. We have so many ladies here. Tumba hudgiyariddare, so ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು. ರಣವೀರ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸಮ್? They aren't answering. They're blushing. They're blushing. They're very, very sure, and I agree.
They are actually scared because Deepika's a hometown girl.
So how excited are you to bring this forward after a year? Because you waited for a year. This was supposedly to happen before the pre-pandemic era, but now it's all set to come up on big screen.
Well, needless to say, I'm absolutely thrilled that this, I don't even know, it's a little bit more than a movie, I would say. It's really a celebration of one glorious achievement that changed everything for us as a nation. I would say, I would go to the extent of saying it's more than sport, you know. It's not a glorious chapter of our sporting history, but a glorious chapter in our history as a people. So many people come and testify to me that before 83, we looked upon ourselves a certain way. And after 83, we believed in ourselves so much more. It instilled in us the kind of self-belief where we thought we could also be the best in the world. And that is really something special. Kabir sir and I keep telling each other that we are just lucky to be part of this cinematic telling of this amazing, amazing story. I'm thrilled that people are going to see it. I was at the first public screening and the atmosphere in that hall was absolutely incredible, indescribable. The wave of emotion that everybody was feeling in that cinema hall collectively is now going to be experienced across the nation and across the world, and I'm very excited. But to be very honest, I'm always attached more to the creative process, and the months that I worked on this film was one of the most glorious chapters of my life. Shooting at Tunbridge Wells, shooting at Lord's, lifting the actual 1983 Cup. We were shooting the 175, by the way, which will be seen for the first time ever on screen in our movie. And we're so proud of that. And on the day that I was shooting the cricketing portion of the 175, Kapil Darling was there in the flesh. He was at Tunbridge Wells watching the shoot. What an incredible blessing for me to be able to experience that. So every moment spent in the creative process of this film has been extremely rewarding, fulfilling, something I'll cherish for the rest of my life.
Fantastic. Lord's ಮೈದಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಯಾರು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಆಡಿರೋರು. ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಆಡಿದ ನಂತರ ಆ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕ್ರೀಡಾಂಗಣದ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನಿಂತು ಆ ಫೀಲ್ ಒಂದು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡೋದು ಬಹಳ ಖುಷಿ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಈಗ ಇದೆಲ್ಲರ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಕಿಚ್ಚ ಸುದೀಪ್ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾನ ನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ತಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿನಯ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ ಕಿಚ್ಚ ಸುದೀಪ್ ಸರ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾವನ್ನ ಕುರಿತು ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕು. ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಜೋರು ಶಿರಳೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಸಖತ್ತಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೂಪರ್. ಓವರ್ ಟು ಯು ಸರ್.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಲ್ಲ, ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್. ಬಟ್ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕತೆ ಇದೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕೀಗ. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಟು ನರೇಟ್, ಸೊ ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ತುಂಬ ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ಗುಡ್. ಸೊ ತುಂಬ ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಾನು ಅಂದರೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ 86, 87, 88, something like that. ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಂಡಿಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಟೀಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಇವರು ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ನ ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ರು. ಬಟ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಫೈನಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಓಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಇವ್ರ ಹಿಂದೆ. ಆ ಟೆನ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕಾಲಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಶೂಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. ತುಂಬ ಚಿಕ್ಕವನು. ಇವರು ತುಂಬ ಸ್ಪೀಡಾಗಿ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಒಬ್ಬರೇ ಇದ್ದರು. ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇವ್ರ ಕೋಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಹಿ ಟರ್ನ್ಡ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಸ್ ಐ ಶೋಡ್ ಮೈ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯೂಜಿ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಇತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ. ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಅ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ಎಸ್, ಹೂಸ್ ಗೋನ್ ಟು ಶೂಟ್? ದೆನ್ ನನ್ನ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕ್ಕ ಓಡಿ ಬರ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಮೈ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ವಾಸ್ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ಶಿ ವಿಲ್ ಶೂಟ್. ಅವ್ರು ತೊಗೊತಾರೆ. ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಲಕ್, ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಅಳಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಅವತ್ತು ಇವರು ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಒರೆಸಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ he said, don't cry, we'll definitely click a picture soon. And that picture happened today. after so many years of waiting. Of course, he couldn't carry me though. So, Pakada Nitkon we shot. But then he did one more thing. The most generous thing, I guess, that day he could do. Is there anybody else you want to see? He asked. Inyarnadru nodbekanta. I said, Veng Sarkar nodbeku. So he said, come, I'll take you. And he took me, he walked up. He was staying somewhere else, but our room, he showed me the door. He said, I'm going to leave you here because he's with his wife. Naan band bagal tattalla. ನೀವು ಹೋಗಿ ತಟ್ಟಿ. He's very sweet, don't worry. So he walked away. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದಾಗ ಬಾಗಿಲು ತಟ್ಟಿದಾಗ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ವರ ವೈಫ್ ಬಂದರು. ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಸ್ ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ವರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅವ್ರು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬಂದರು. he said hello. I said hello. It ended there. He said nothing. And we walked. But then what remained in my memory till date was, here is a captain. He could have seen the camera not working. Camera work agilla andaga. It's okay, and but hogbidbodittu. He actually, because I started crying, because that's one moment you get with your hero. And that also, I'll walk madbekar, he was alone. That was the best moment I could have. And I'm a kid, so he definitely did oblige. But allinda avaru nannalli bittanta ಒಂದು ಮೆಮರಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಬರೀ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೂ ಅವತ್ತು ಹೀರೋ ಆದ್ರವರು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ತುಂಬ ವರ್ಷ ಕಾದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಫೋಟೋಗೆ. ಐ ವೇಟೆಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಟುಡೇ. ಸೊ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಐ ಆಮ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಆನರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಈವನ್ ಅಮಿಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಲೆಜೆಂಡ್ಸ್, the true heroes of the story who made this film happen today. They are the reason for that. And what can be better? I'm sitting here. Maybe nanivattu ee cinema nama kannada chitrarangakke present ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಬಹುದು. But I think ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Like even I'm a part of the, maybe not a playing 11, let me consider myself a substitute. But I'm here today. And ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟಿಂದನೂ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡೋವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಗೇಮ್, ತುಂಬ ಹತ್ತಿರದಿಂದ ನೋಡಿದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಗೇಮ್, ಆಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಕ್ತಂಥ ಒಂದು ಗೇಮ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ವೇ ದಟ್ ಐ ಕುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕತೆ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ತರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ರೈಟ್ ನೌ.
ಫ್ಯಾಂಟಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್. ಪುಟ್ಟು ಮಗು ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಭಿಮಾನಿಯಾಗಿ, ಅದ ನಂತರ ಅವ್ರು ಸ್ವತಃ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಆಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ಇಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷಗಳ ನಂತರ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಈಗ ಸಿನಿಮಾನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ. ಇಸನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬ್ರಿಲಿಯಂಟ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನು ಕಲೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸರ್, ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಆಸೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕನಸು ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದು ನನಸಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಖಂಡಿತ ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಿಲೀಫ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಸೊ ಐ ನ್ಯೂ, ಐ ಮೀನ್, ಸಮ್ ಡೇ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಹಿಮ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಐ ಮೆಟ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಬಾಂಬೆ ಲಾಂಜ್. But just when I was about to go to him, he started having his meal. So I sat back again. My time had not come.
This is the time. This is the moment.
I want to take a picture with him. I don't know if he want to take or not. Let's please, for me, have one photograph.
A little on the center, sir. Thank you. ಕನಸುಗಳು ನನಸಾಗೆ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಕನಸು ಕಾಣ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ಆ ಕನಸು ನನಸಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಇವತ್ತಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ನಾವು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ನಗು ನೋಡಿ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ನಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಖುಷಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. And that's what says. ಇವತ್ತು ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡಿದಾಗ,
I just like to add 2 more lines.
Yes, yes, go ahead, sir.
Yes, I got to know that the 83 film is happening, sir. I should tell you this, so I'll speak in English so that you understand. I knew 83 is happening for a very long time, but we just knew it's a true story being shot and everything till I saw the trailer. I think the trailer changed the perspective of every person, not just a cricket lover, as an Indian. There's a story, and even you thought that could be said, and you thought there's a story itself is the greatest story, sir. You know, and yeah, we knew Ranveer is playing the role. Again, it was just Ranveer playing the role till we saw the trailer. He's nailed it. Just now I was asking him, how did he even get the accent? In trailer, he just says one line, Can you repeat that line, sir? That's actually quite...
आपकी इजाजत हो तो आपको पता है मैं इनकी नकल करता हूं. आजकल लोग बोलते हैं इनका फैशन वो मेरे को कॉपी करते हैं. क्या ही हो रहा है यहाँ पे भाई साहब? कौन किसकी नकल कर रहा है मैं समझ में नहीं. आज इनका फैशन देखो. मैं दुनिया डिटेल मिस करे मैं नहीं मिस करता. ये देखना भाई साहब. Special embroidery. That one line. That couples have had this way of saying a lot but not saying very much. He says very little, and in that he says it all. So the journalist asks him, what do you think are your chances in this World Cup? And Darling says...
No, you can call me Paji.
It's exclusively reserved for me, he says.
So the journalist, Frith, says, what do you think are your chances in this World Cup? And Paji says, we're here to win. To win the World Cup. What are we here for? I say before, we're here to win.
That's exactly what I said. See, till the trailer came, it was 83, a movie. Just like every ambitious people make films, I thought Kabir and his team also was making one ambitious film. But man, I think they just made us also ambitious with that, because we are eager to understand. And as rightfully he said, there is that one moment of 175 which nobody has witnessed. Okay? And eventually it is going to stay in our mind, but as him, the batsman. There's a advantage as well as an irony here. He's going to remain in our mind with that 175. But I think that's one story to be said. It's a proud moment for every Indian to watch this.
ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಬದಲಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದು. ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಮಾತುಕತೆ ಇದೆ, ಮುಂದುವರಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಮುನ್ನ ಕೃಷ್ಣಮಾಚಾರಿ ಶ್ರೀಕಾಂತ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಫ್ಲೈಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಹೊರಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಆಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅ ಫ್ಲೈಟ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ವಿ ಬಿಡ್ ಅಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಟು ಯು ಸರ್. ಖಂಡಿತ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾತು
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾತು
ಕಪಿಲ್ ಸರ್ನ ಕುರಿತು ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು ಆ ಒಂದು ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್? ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕಪಿಲ್ ಸರ್ ವಿಶ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ? ಹೌ ಡಿಡ್ ಹಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರ್ ದಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ದೆನ್? ಮೇಬಿ ಅ ಲೈನರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ
in Kannada.
No, in English only will work, sir.
I said no. I said that before. Oh, you want me to repeat in front of him saying the same thing? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Repeat, boys. Team meeting tomorrow at Manchester, Old Trafford, Manchester, West Indies. Roger Binney, myself, my good roommate, and we're all having a time. And this guy says, we can once we beat West Indies once. Why not once more? Arey, borra captain, pagal re. कैसे रे ये कैसा रे इंडियन टीम है? इंडियन टीम उसका मालूम है ना? 5 लोग तिगड़े कूटे उधर, तिगड़े वेस्ट इंडिया, वेस्ट जोन. नॉर्थ से तुसी किया ले. So 3 South Indians is there. That's all. This guy says, pagal. I said, this guy's gone mad. How can we beat this West Indies team? But that changed the entire, as Ranveer said very rightly, it changed the entire dynamics of the Indian nation. One man who had believed and said, man, we can beat the West Indies. I say we are here to win. Yeah. I say we here to win. Yeah. That is the attitude. That positive attitude on Kapil Dev rubbed on us, as I said, and then the self-belief came in, and that's how that 175 not out happened, and that's how we won the World Cup. Same way, dear friends, one man who's got that energy of Kapil Dev means my dear friend Ranveer Singh. Amazing energy. Amazing energy. This guy's energy is amazing. And the guy who conserved that energy and brought it out, his name is again? King Kabir Khan. Outstanding. So that self-belief. Now, if you said about Kapil Dev, right? That changed. After 25th of June, man, we can walk on the streets of London. Hey, we are the world champions, man. We are Indians. Woo. That is that Indianness that came out. And you see that is also beautifully brought to the movie by Kabir. That manager saying, 35 years, we've got independence, but we've not got respect, self-respect. So we need self-respect. What 83 has done is, it's got us the self-respect. And that, I think, Kabir, you've done a brilliant job. Super job. And that's where I think hats off to Kabir, Ranveer, his team, Kicha. I'm telling you, what he said is right. I don't know how he played. Sometimes I wonder whether should we call him Ranveer Kapil Dev or Kapil Dev Ranveer? Kicha, you name him. Kya, what? Enna kublauna? Ranveer Kapil Dev. Because the way he has imitated Kapil is, Are, look at the shot, man. Capsy, just look around 1 minute, please, for my sake. Turn on one sec, Capsy. Thank you. Bye.
ಮತ್ತೊಂದ್ಸಲ ತುಂಬು ಹೃದಯದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಫಾರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಜಾಯ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಟುಡೇ. ನೀವು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಈ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಜೀವ ತಂದು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂದು ಜೊತೆಯಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಅವ್ರು ಹೊರಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ. ಸೊ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್. ಒನ್ ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ ಸರ್, ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್. ಎಸ್, ಬಿಫೋರ್ ವಿ ಹೆಡ್ ಔಟ್. ಇನ್ನೂ ಮಾತುಕತೆ ಬಾಕಿ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಅ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು. ದ ಟೀಮ್ 1983. ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಕೋಚ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ 1 ಕನ್ನಡದ ಬ್ರಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಕಾಮೆಂಟೇಟರ್ ಜಿ ಕೆ ಅನಿಲ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸರ್, ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ತುಂಬು ಹೃದಯದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ನಿಮಗೆ. ಸೇಫ್ ಫ್ಲೈಟ್. Thank you once again for joining along. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Adra jotege iga, see you, sir. Thank you, sir. Adra jotege iga ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾದದ್ದು ಶಿವಶೀಶ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ. ಅವರಿಂದ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಅವರ ಪ್ರಯಾಣ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು. And I'm sure you've watched it several times. You've seen it all, how it came off and how it looks like. Tell us about the journey of the overall movie.
I think first thing first is that it's not a movie. It's capturing that moments of Indians' history, and not necessarily only sports history, by which at that moment, I think from that moment onwards, the entire next generations of people, the entire country, the entire nation probably started believing in that willpower. That if there is a will, we can do something. If there is a will to achieve. For us, like many times, like Kabir has said, or even Ranveer has said many point of time, it's our destiny that we have got a chance to get associated with this film. It's true that we have seen many times, some portions. The only thing which I can say is that, I mean, of course, people will come and on 24th they will come and relive the memory. But only thing I can say that after every screening, we have seen people crying while laughing, and we have seen people laughing while crying. That's what was the emotion, and I hope we'll get the similar response when audience comes and sees us on 24th.
Fantastic, sir. Thank you so much. ಖಂಡಿತ ಭಾವನೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸಲ ಆ ದಿನ ಲೈಫಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ 24 ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ ವಿಷ್ಣುವರ್ಧನ್ ಇಂದೂರಿ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಟೆಲ್ ಅಸ್, ಆರ್ ಯು cricketer in terms of, do you play cricket? Are you a cricket fan? And how much of this movie has influenced you, or what is that moment that's very special to you?
I love cricket, and that's the reason I started Celebrity Cricket League, CCL. And the journey for 83 started 7 years back for me when I first approached Kapilji. And one thing I would like to thank him for is, see, this is my first film as a producer, to be frank. When I started 7 years back, Kapil sir didn't ask me, what did you do earlier? If he had asked that one question, I would have been out of this project. he just trusted us and he stood by us and he made it happen for us. If you had asked me what was your experience or what is, I didn't have an answer. But that's the true leader. That's why he's the captain. And then once he approved that we should do the film, Kabir sir came on board. And once Kabir sir came on board, the film became big. And then Ranveer came on board, it became the biggest film of the year. And Reliance Entertainment, they supported the film, they made the film happen, because end of the day, someone has to bet on your idea, someone has to bet on your dream. And it's Reliance who all the way put in everything for the film to happen. And they, even during the lockdown, they had a number of options, but they just said it's a theatrical film and people should watch it in theaters. And we are here in front of you. And when we are talking about bringing it to different languages, we didn't have any other option than Sudeep in Karnataka, because he's an ardent cricket lover. I haven't seen anyone loving cricket as much as Sudeep does. And
I agree to it. I agree to it.
And we are very, very proud that Sudeep is presenting the film in Karnataka. And in terms of the film response, we saw the film. Every frame is like a painting. Hats off to you, Kabir sir. You made a great film. We are all proud of it. And Ranveer, he is not Ranveer Singh in the film. He is Kapil Dev. And small, small details were so fantastic that you would fall in love with Kapil sir once again through Ranveer.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks.
जैसे हिंदी में कहा जाता है, अगर किसी भी चीज की रचना करनी हो तो विजन होना जरूरी है. तो इन्हें हम विशनरी बुलाना चाहेंगे. And ಅವರೇ ಆ ವಿಷನರಿ, ಆ ವಿಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಯಿತು. ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಒಬ್ರು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತಟ್ಟಲೇಬೇಕು. ನೀವು ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಬರಬೇಕು ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ. You wanted to say something? Did I interrupt?
I actually want to hear from Binny sir and Kirmani sir. Now, after all of these years, after the glorious achievement, an achievement that changed the spirit of the nation. Now, when you think back all those years, if you had to articulate what you feel about it, if there's anything you want to say to the coming generations of Indian youth, what would that be?
Cool, that's it. He was that sort of a guy. So I think it's the what came from inside all of us. When we started to win, and then things happened, and we played as if we were never going to lose a game, except that we lost 2 games. But the way we played the final 2, and we look at 187. There was no chance we had against the West Indies, but we came back so strongly. Like that was real team spirit. And that's what I think we've never to give up at any point of time. If we had given up at any time in the World Cup after we got out for 187, we would have been walking home without the cup. But that's what gave us the strength from the past games, and we came in and we took the world by storm. That's what happened.
Fantastic.
Took the world by storm indeed.
Yeah. Now what I would like to express here is the greatness of Kapil. In our very first meeting, before we met the reigning world champions, he said, "Dekho," in his own English style, right, gentlemen, I have 7 seniors with me. And I don't have to tell you guys as to what you should be doing and what your responsibilities are. And for a captain to say such a thing is, I think, no captain, I've never heard any captain say that, right? You guys, seniors, have to guide me. And I don't have to tell you what you should be doing. And this brought us together. The attitude of all of us came together and said, yaar, a captain is saying that we got to guide him and tell him, and we know our responsibilities. Wow, we will do this. We will give him everything. It's not only for Kapil, it's for our tricolor, which we should keep it flying high. That was the spirit which we all had in the very first meeting. And believe me, his only words were on the field, "Chalo Javano, let's put our right foot forward. Let's not look back." So this is where we all started. And in the very first match which we played at Old Trafford against the reigning world champions, who had won the inaugural 1975 and 1979 and gunning for a hat-trick, right? And we won that match very comprehensively. You know, we were the fourth weakest team in the competition and we had nothing to lose, right? So on those basis, we were sitting in the dressing room and one of the guys from the washroom said, "Hey, we have beaten the world champions, man," bolke pukara. And we were all sitting down in the dressing room, changing happily, you know, and we all went into a chorus, "Hey, we have beaten the world champions, man." And from there, we didn't look back. We didn't look back at all. Every match, each one of us believed in its capability, believed in its own strength. And this is what entire thing has happened with Captain Ranveer Singh and his team in the film.
Sir, I want to know one more thing, sir. You were at the non-striker's end when the world record was broken by this man. You were batting with him. It was that partnership that saved the game. Talk us through that experience. What was it like being at the non-striker's end while he's pulling off the unimaginable?
As it is, I have been blessed with a system not to panic, not to succumb to any circumstance or situation which brings crisis into the team or wherever. So I went up to Kapil and said, "Yaar Kapil, देखो हम do or die situation में है और हमको ऐसे ही मरने का नहीं है। अरे यार किरी भाई हमको 30 ओवर और खेलनी है।" मैं बोला कोई फिक्र की बात नहीं है, राइट? मैं एक डिलीवरी खेलूंगा, आप 5 खेलेंगे नहीं, मारेंगे, 5 के 5 मारेंगे। एंड फ्रॉम देयर ऑन ऐसी इनिंग्स मैं किसी बल्लेबाज के बल्ले से नहीं देखा मैं। And I think another round of applause for that brilliant 175 which the great Kapil Dev has played. And yours sincerely gave him that stand of 128 runs. And bus 175 not out, and yours sincerely was 24 or 28 not out. So that was that was the best innings I have played with Kapil Dev. And seeing that innings, I was just looking 4-6, 4-6. That was the innings he played. Unbelievable under such circumstances. 17 for 5, 128 for 8. और सारी की सारी टीम बाद में मालूम हुआ हमारे को कि भाई they were all, you know, every team there is some superstition which is with every team, right? कोई ना कोई superstition. Man Singh was there sitting down and one guy was sitting like this, क्या होने वाला है मैच में, वैसे ही बैठने का. One guy was sitting like this, like that itself, and Shrikant was under the tree with his wife, one shoulder on her shoulder, his shoulder, right shoulder, and with his left hand, one after another, chain smoking. And suddenly he felt the pressure. "Hey man," यूं बताया. मान बोले वहीं पे कर ले, हटने का नहीं वहां से, पार्टनरशिप जम रही है, कैप्स और किरी की, हटने का नहीं वहीं. वो जो प्रेशर डाला अपनी वाइफ पे, ऐसा अभी तक क्या she is walking like this only.
And he was there for honeymoon planning out there. And we also know ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು US ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ. BCCI ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ತನಕ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಾವು US ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಆ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ವಿಷಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಜೊತೆಯಾಟ 27 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ತನಕ ವಿಶ್ವ ದಾಖಲೆಯನ್ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿತ್ತು. ಅದನ್ನ ಮುರಿದಿದ್ದು ಅದ ನಂತರ. ಆದ್ರೆ 10,000 days that record had remained unbeaten, and that's great. So ಈ ಒಂದು ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್. ಸಂಜಯ್ ಸರ್, ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀರಾ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ?
Sorry, I'm not very fluent in Kannada.
Maybe a few words from your side.
Okay. For me, it's a dream come true as an ardent cricketer. I still remember 2 things specifically, Kapilji. One is Gordon Greenidge lifting his bat and the ball hitting the stumps, and the other one is you're taking the catch. it's still in front of me. Thank you very much for this moment. I'm really proud to be part of this film, and I wish all the team the very best.
ಫ್ಯಾಂಟಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. ಭಾಳ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನೋಡಿನೇ ಹೇಳಬಹುದು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಆ ದಿನ ನಡೆದಿರುವಂಥ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ, 37 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಡೆದಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಈಗ ಸುದೀಪ್ ಸರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ, ಇವರು ಸ್ವತಃ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಆಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಭಿಮಾನಿ. ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಿದಾಗ ಈ ಒಂದು 1983ರ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ವಿಶ್ವಕಪ್ ಕುರಿತು ನೀವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್? ಓವರ್ ಆಲ್ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ?
ನಾನು ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ, ಮೊದಲು ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್, ಅದು ಒಂದು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಒಂದು ಪೋಸ್ಟರ್ ಬರೋ ತನಕ ಅದೊಂದು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಟ್ರೈಲರ್ ಬರೋ ತನಕ. ಬಟ್ ಐ ಗೆಸ್ ನಾವು 83 ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಕಪ್ ಬಂದೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಚಿಕ್ಕವರು. ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅವತ್ತಿಗೆ ಟಿ ವಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆ 83 ಒಂದು ಅದರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರೋಂಥ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೇಟ್ನೆಸ್, ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಟು somewhere near college or something, where finally we started getting to see some few clippings. This was all happened after the YouTube and everything came out. Till then, this is just a myth we've been hearing from different people, different stories each time. We don't know, we just know this team has won. But eventually ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಹೋದರೆ, if you understand, today if Indian Cricket Board is one of the richest, if Indian Cricket Board is doing so good, and if every player is earning in crores by end of every year, I think these are the gentlemen responsible.
Yes, the foundation was laid here. Howdo?
I wish that day these people had signed a treaty or an understanding with the BCCI that from now on, whatever every player is going to earn, we're going to get a percentage of that. They would be the richest. See, these are the people today, if you actually notice how IPL is having, how every player is earning, which definitely they deserve. But here are the gentlemen who made it happen. So this is just not a story of one World Cup. This is a game changer of Indian cricket. And these are the gentlemen who did it. And what better, we are all going to get to see it. We never saw it. We were not there. Whatever stories sir is telling, Kabir sir was telling me in the room sometime back, how he has a story behind the rope. What all happened there. I think that is the beauty that we're going to be watching, and much eager. See, that is what we're going to get connected to. Correct? This is a very beautiful thing in the trailer which says, buses not come. See, we didn't know this till the trailer came. Correct? Now that is a very, that pinches every Indian, not cricket lover. It happened to these gentlemen. See, when we got to know Kapil sir, Ivarella Nodbekar, they were already huge, and for us they were very huge. It happened to them that there was no bus, and I want to know beyond. I'm sure none of them reacted badly. For them, yeah, chalo yaar, we can go. I think they would have been so humble at that particular time. But that says volumes about their passion for the game and everything. I think that's a story I'm dying to see. And being here, I told you it's a great moment for me.
Absolutely. Describes a strong character ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ದಿನ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಡೆದಿದ್ದು ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಗೋದು ನಮಗೆ 24ನೇ ಡಿಸೆಂಬರಿಗೆ. ಈಗ ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ರಣವೀರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ರಣವೀರ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಯು, ವಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸಿ ಟು ರೀಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಕಪಿಲ್ ಸರ್ up there for the film? Was it easy? You went to Lords, you had to play those strokes or probably that bowling action. How did it come out? Was it easy? Sulabhavagitta?
This was very intensive character development, I would have to say. It took a long time. I knew that there was a great big responsibility. You're portraying on screen a person who is loved and admired across generations. So yes, I did realize the responsibility that was attached. Now, unfortunately, when we started the character development, there was no video footage of 83. But not no video footage, but very limited video footage. I asked the direction team to drop me a folder, and there was only that much in it. I was like, itna hi hai. And I know Kabir sir's team, beautiful bunch of kids, so hardworking, so diligent. I was like, this is it? They were like, yeah. I was like, this is all the video footage you have from 83. What am I going to do? So the only way to achieve it was to get it from the man himself. And Kapilji and Romiji were ever so generous in inviting me over to stay in their house. I stayed there for 2 weeks. And Kabir sir and I were both there. And he would share his experiences, and I would videograph him and record him and take notes. And it was those 2 weeks where I picked up his voice and mannerisms, and more than that, the spirit, the mindset of a champion, you know, the champion that he is. My batting was pretty decent, and I just got an invite to play in Sudeep's team for the CCL. So I'm a good batsman. I'll say this myself. But I'm probably the world's worst bowler. So it was actually on the first day of cricket prep that, and I must mention here, Ballu sir and Balwinder Singh Sandhu, legend himself of the 83 squad, was our touchstone in this film. His contribution to our creative process is absolutely invaluable. He came on in the capacity of our coach. He coached all the players in batting, bowling, fielding, and how present he was and how much he's contributed to the scenes and to the cricket is something I have no words to express my gratitude, because it was from the deepest embers of his heart. You know, there were often times when we would be shooting scenes, and you must hear this, my good sirs. We would be shooting some of those scenes, some of the most critical, most significant parts of the film and of the 83 story, and cut would be called, and Kabir sir would come from behind the monitor, and Ballu sir would be with him, and Ballu sir would be in tears, having seen the scene play out in front of him. And it happens so many times, and you understand what the 83 story means to him. And like I said, I really fall short of words to describe his contribution. So on the first day, he said, he saw my batting, he was like, this is great, fantastic. I played some pull shots and hook shots, and he was like, very good, very good. And then he asked me to bowl, and he was like, so it took me many months. I was playing cricket for 4 hours for 4 months straight, trying to crack the action. And sir's body mechanics are very unique, so it was very difficult to catch. And Ballu sir would say, I was very heavy. I was coming off of the shoot of, I think, Simba, if I'm not mistaken, and I had a lot of muscle mass on me. So when Ballu sir finally cracked it, one day he was watching my run-up and he was like, you know what, तू जब भी bowling करने आता है ना, run-up में ऐसे लगता है कि पहलवान bowling करने आ रहा है. So he gave me the month off. I was not allowed to come to the cricket ground, and I was sent to change my entire body, drop all that muscle mass, and then I came back, and then we started making some headway.
And we heard, was that 16 kgs that you dropped in a month?
I wasn't looking at the scale. Honestly, I would keep dropping the muscle mass and keep videographing myself to see how much closer I can get to Kapil sir's physicality. But it was an absolute joy. In fact, when Kabir sir first came to me the film and he was like, I'm making the 83 story, in my head I was like, yes, cricket khelne ko milega, yes! Because I'm a very avid gully cricketer myself. But an absolutely delightful creative process. I remember sharing a moment with Saqib, who plays Mohinder Amarnath, and we were at the Lords, and we had a few shots that we had to play on the pitch at Lords, and he was looking at me and I was looking at him. I was like, can you believe this? He was like, can you believe this? We're playing cricket at the Lords. It was, to be at Lords, to be at Tunbridge Wells. If you're a cricket nut like me, it's just absolutely incredible, and it's inexplicable. I don't have words to express what it means to me to be able to do that. And let me tell you, Kabir sir's detailing is so keen that even the hardest of cricket nuts like you, who knows every nuance of every player, whether it's how Kapil sir does his little sleeve, that little tick that he used to have of adjusting his sleeve before in his run-up, or the stance of every player, or Yashpal Sharma's Badam shot, or every little nuance that every cricket nut knows and recognizes and will be looking out for with a magnifying glass, they will also stand up and applaud Kabir sir's detailing. I must tell you, it's a film that we are very, very proud to present to you.
And I'm sure attention to detail is a must. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನರ ಭಾವನೆಗಳಿದೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇವ್ರು ಆಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇವ್ರ ಸ್ಟ್ರೋಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇವರ ಬೌಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇವರು ಸಿಕ್ಸಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಬಾರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದೇ ಸ್ಟೈಲನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಹಜ. ನನಗೆ ಸುದೀಪ್ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಲಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಹಿ ಸ್ಪೋಕನ್ ಟು ಮೀ ಸೆವೆರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿರೋದಿದೆ, ಗೂಸ್ ಬಂಪ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಆಟವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನಡೆಯೋದಾಗ, ನೋಡೋದಾಗ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಹೌ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಯು ಶೇರ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಸ್ ಒನ್ ಡಯಲಾಗ್ of the movie with all of us, and then we translate the same into Kannada for our dear Kannada audience and say the same again. Would that be okay? Superb. So let's get started.
What dialogue should we do?
So director ಅವರು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವೇ ಹೊತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ. All right. And I love Kabir sir, just go for it. Just say 3, 2, 1. I don't know how aware that goes to. Camera action.
उनको क्या लेने दो कि उन्होंने हमसे बेटर बैटिंग की या बॉलिंग की, लेकिन उनको ये नहीं कहने देना कि उन्होंने हमसे ज्यादा कोशिश की.
Fantastic. Sudeep sir ಅವರು ಇದನ್ನ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಬೇಕು.
I was lost in the dialogue.
Oh yes. So
I also find that I can't say these things normally. So I just get into Kapil sir's character immediately.
But when I'm translating, I'm going to translate it like me.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's done months of training to speak like him.
Any day.
Okay. Basically,
ನಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿನಯ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ ಅವ್ರ ತರ ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ.
ಅಭಿನಯ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ ಸುದೀಪ್. Let them say that they batted better than us or bowled better than us, but let them never say that they tried harder than us.
ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮಕ್ಕಿನ್ನ ಬ್ಯಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಬೌಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿ, ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮಕ್ಕಿನ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ಬೇಡ.
ಫ್ಯಾಂಟಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್. ಅದೇ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ನ ಇವರಿಂದ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್? ಸಖತ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ನೀವಿಬ್ರು ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸಖತ್ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ನನಗೂ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಡು ಐ ಸೇ ಕಪಿಲ್ ಸರ್ और कपिल डार्लिंग? कपिल सर, how about you just join along there, क्योंकि वो आप ही की निभा रहे हैं वहाँ पर. All right, and that's the character there. Okay, fantastic. Yes.
I don't have to do anything. You have to.
No,
I'm a
my
good
people want to
spectator.
understand that if this is said in Kannada and your way of speech, how it will sound, right? That's
Yeah.
exactly, yes.
So first I'll speak, then he'll speak, then you will.
No, sir. I will speak and he will speak and you will speak. Because
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Kannada, so.
Yeah, you speak in your language.
But after all that, we would like to definitely hear how the hero actually said it when he said this line.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, so. Yes. Okay. So, I'll say in Kannada, okay? Sir?
Action.
Ready, sir. Namkina. ಬ್ಯಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬೌಲಿಂಗ್.
ಬ್ಯಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬೌಲಿಂಗ್.
ಅವ್ರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿ. ಅವರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ
ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ
ಹೇಳಿ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಗಿಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬಿಡಬೇಡಿ.
अब मैं पंजाबी में बोल सकता हूँ. I mean, you said it. Let me speak in Punjabi यार थोड़ा बहुत.
Ready, sir.
Which my Hindi was like my Punjabi and Punjabi was like Hindi. So after
and English was like no other.
Oh, English was they couldn't understand anyway. The best part I keep on saying, I come from an agriculture background, and I played cricket, a very cultured game, Englishman's game, played with English people who only talk in English. And I come from agriculture, so I took me 2 years to learn how they behave. You know, finesse and ऑल द अदा जो कहते हैं वो सब मैंने इनसे सीखी, पर इन्होंने एग्रीकल्चर का कुछ नहीं सीखा. That's what it happened. But what you said, and I have to know, let me think what I said at that time. I said वो हमसे ज़्यादा बेहतर बैटिंग कर सकते हैं, बॉलिंग कर सकते हैं, उसकी कोई चिंता नहीं, लेकिन कमिटमेंट हमसे ज़्यादा नहीं हो सकती उनकी.
Hey, what do you need me for, yaar?
ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಕಾಯ್ತಿರೋದು 24ನೇ ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಮುನ್ನ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ವಿ ಓಪನ್ ದ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಫಾರ್ Q&A. ಯಾರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು ತಾವು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕೈನ ಎತ್ತಬಹುದು. ನಮ್ಮ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮೈಕ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನೀವು ನಿಂತು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸುಲಭ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
So, good evening to all the legends on the stage, and congratulations on a wonderful trailer of 83. Sir, Ranveer Singh, man, shit. Fanboy moment, sir. If you don't mind, can I come there and wish you for all that you have done?
I'll come there, yeah.
Oh!
Faster.
Oh!
That's Ranveer Singh for us. ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಬರಲೇಬೇಕು, ಖುಷಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಅಭಿಮಾನಿಗಳಿದ್ದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹೀರೋ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗೋದು.
Very proud.
You know, I'll tell you one story. Maybe
I'll hug you all. I'll hug you all, and I will tell you all that if you have followed my work, and I'm very grateful that you have over the past 10 years that I've been in movies. Yes, I completed 10 years this year. Thank you.
And the plus point is, आप तो हमारे कर्नाटका के जमाई राजा हैं.
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल.
So we would love to. We would love to. Over to you.
I wanted to.
Yes,
I wanted to
yes.
complete my brother. Of all the work that I have done, this is my proudest moment. And for the rest of my life, मैं 100 जन्म ले लूं, there'll never be a cinematic moment like this for me. This is the film that I'm proudest of, and a role in a film that is truly, truly once in a lifetime.
ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷ sir. Very happy. Over to you.
My question is to you. You played roles in 10 years, maybe from Band Baja Barat to Gully Boy, Kilji, Simba, and now the legend himself. How does it feel when you see Kapil sir playing Ranveer Singh's role in that cred ad? Like, he being dressed up, bling and everything. How does it feel?
I was flattered, to say the least. But yeah, Kapil sir took an idea and turned the volume high. Did you see what he was wearing? Feathers and boas and what was going on? I did not expect it. I woke up one morning and said, what is this? I was in disbelief. I had to scroll back and said, am I still sleeping? Like, what is this? Yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it, and I was truly, truly flattered.
So, congratulations once again. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Hi Kapil sir, this is Shilpa, film reporter from BTV News. ನಿಮಗೆ 83 ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು, ಹಾಗೆ ಫೈನಲ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಿದೆ?
बहुत सोहनी लग रही है तू, हुन तन्नू कल दसांगा इस
I'll translate that.
तू समझ नहीं सकेंगी मैं की. I'm sorry, we come here for fun. You know, you have to enjoy yourself. What you said, I couldn't understand. And I know that what I said, you didn't understand either. So ask me in Hindi or English, whatever.
I don't know what she say. I
Absolutely.
don't know what she
I'll repeat that for you.
बोला क्या कहना चाह रहे थे आप, मुझे समझ नहीं आया.
वो बड़े प्यार से पूछ रही थी सर आपसे.
तो आप ट्रांसलेट कर दीजिए.
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल मैं कर लूंगी आपको. When you had to do this movie, or when the offer came and then you saw the movie, now you've seen the movie, the way it's come out, so the overall output and the reaction, is that right? Yeah. How do you take that? I
haven't seen the movie. I seen only trailer, and we were in Jeddah where they're showing the premium about the movie, and me and Mohinder Ramanath walked out. And we said we will watch with the team. So we haven't seen. But whatever we seen, the trailer, every time they talk and say something, I start crying. And that's what it happened.
Sudeep sir, thank you. Here, Sudeep sir.
Oh, namaskar. Left side, sir.
Ankita from Canlish.
Hi,
Let us
Ankita.
sit for the cameras.
Yes, ma'am.
ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ವಿಷಯ ನಿಮಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್. ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾರಣ, ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಲೆಜೆಂಡ್ರಿ ಸಿನಿಮಾನ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರಿಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪೀಪಲ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರ ಪರವಾಗಿ.
ನಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದೆ.
ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನೋಡೋ ಆ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್, ಆ ಎಮೋಷನ್ ಬೇರೆ. ಅಂಥದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ 83 ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಿನಿಮಾ. ಇನ್ನು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ರಣವೀರ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್ಗೆ, ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ನೋ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಯು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಕಪಿಲ್ ದೇವ್ ಸರ್ so well. It is like magical on screen. One thing which was so difficult to adopt, and one thing which was so easy to adopt from his behavior or his style of playing.
Well, the bowling was very, very difficult, very difficult. So I had the great privilege of hanging out with some of our current players in London one night after a match, and we were all hanging out, and they were very, very excited. Ishant, Hardik, KL, and we were all sitting around, and the movie had not commenced, and they were very excited. They were like, "Tell us about this process and all." And I was like, "Oh, I'll get up and show you." And they were like, I got up and I did the run-up. I did this. I did the run-up. I did this. I did this. And I showed them the action, and this is before my prep had started. And all their heads drooped. They were like, "Bro, no, 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 no." And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. They were so offended by how bad my bowling action was. But yeah, ma'am, that was very difficult. I put in the work, to be honest with you. 4 months, 4 hours straight, morning to afternoon. I would just keep bowling. In fact, Ballusa would be like, "You can only bowl these many overs. You will not bowl more than that." And my biomechanics are different from his, so there are some parts of my body that are still hurting from 3 years ago. So the bowling was by far the most difficult part. And I can't say anything was easy. In fact, even to crack the look, I think Kabir sir and I spent a good 60-70 hours in the makeup chair cumulatively to try and crack precisely how the hair should be, how the eyes should be, how the teeth should be, how the skin tone should be, how every little, and this is credit to Kabir sir and his detailing, every little scar on the face, everything to the T. And 70 hours is a lot of time to spend cumulatively in a makeup chair to try and crack a look. So there was nothing that was easy about it, but every single thing was rewarding and fulfilling to a degree that I cannot express to you in words.
Thank you, sir. Sudeep sir, 2 more minutes. ಇಂಥ ಸಿನಿಮಾಗಳನ್ನ, ಇಂಥ ಟ್ರೇಲರ್ನ, ಇಂಥ ಕತೆಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಆನ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಜನ, ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಇವೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದಾಗ ಸುದೀಪ್ ಸರ್ಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಲೇಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರು. ಕನ್ನಡ ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಯಾವಾಗ ಒಬ್ಬ ರಾಹುಲ್ ದ್ರಾವಿಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಆನ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ನಡದ ಅಪ್ಪಟ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನಾವು ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಪಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರು, ಯಾವಾಗ ಆ ಅವಕಾಶ ನಮಗ್ ಸಿಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ?
ಬಹಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವಾಗಲೇ ಕಮಿಟ್ ಆಗೋದು ಬೆಟರ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೇಳಿ,
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಹಾ ಅನ್ನಿ ಸರ್, ನೀವು ಹೂ ಅನ್ನಿ, ನಾವು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರೂಮ್ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಹೂ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಯಾರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. So Kabir sir is here. It's a very good question. I think you should ask him that.
Kabir sir, Rahul Dravid sir biopic in Karnataka. He's an emotion. We all love him a lot. At the same time, Kicha Sudeep sir is
Please get me the rights. I'll give my right arm for it.
Thank you.
So do we take that as a yes, is what you're saying?
In capital.
Wow. So ಬರ್ದಾಗಿದೆ, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಕತೆ ಬರ್ಬೋದು, ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಕೂಡ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ.
Okay, we have a director, we have a leading talent, we have a film on the cards, we have producers here. I'm very excited about this. Is there any role for me in this film, sir? I can play
Kapil Dev.
You will present the film in Mumbai, sir. ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರೀತಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಈಗ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ರೋಲ್ ರಿವರ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗೋ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ. ಖಂಡಿತ ಇದಾದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗಂತೂ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಖುಷಿ. ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್, Kabir sir, for sure. And we all know Kabir sir is a perfectionist. We have a person right there. What do you say?
We already have two legends from Bangalore here on my left. So it's not that we have not done something with people from Bangalore. Mr. Roger Binney and Kirmani sir.
Woo!
You all have heard us, I think, before these legends could come onto the stage. And of course, yes, you're most welcome to ask whatever you would like to, whoever, Roger or myself.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಶ್ರೀಧರ್ ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ ಅಂತ, ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟಿಂದ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನನ್ನ ಕ್ವಶನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ನಡದ ನಟ ಶ್ರೀ ಕಿಚ್ಚ ಸುದೀಪ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ನೀವು 83ರ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಕಪ್ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶ ಗೆಲ್ತು ಅಂದಾಗ ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ನಟನಾಗೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾನೊಬ್ಬ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅನಿಸಿದ್ದು ಯಾರಿಂದ? ಹಾಗೂ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲರ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿಮತ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ, ನೀವ್ಯಾಕೆ 83 ಸಿನಿಮಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಂಥ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ ಕಮ್ ಆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಕಾರಣ?
ಎಂಥ ಒಳ್ಳೊಳ್ಳೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇವತ್ತೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಲ ಮೈಕು? ಪಾಪ ಅವ್ರು ಇವಾಗ ಶೇಕ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟವ್ರು, ಬೇಡ. ಸೊ ನೋ, ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಈಗ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಡಿ. ಸಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೈನ್, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೈನ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಥಿಯೇಟರ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೂತ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವಾಚಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಈಕ್ವಲಿ ಪ್ರೌಡ್. ಐ ನೀಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಯಿಂಗ್ 11, ಆಸ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸ್ಕ್ವಾಡ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? And yeah, when you're in the squad, you're in the squad. That's about it. So yeah, I guess if Kabir sir has avaru ivaga ee particular players na, if he has made the cast, I'm very sure he got it pitch perfect right. So I don't think we should be pinpointing and asking why not me. That way, every actor in India will be saying why not me for many films. I think here we are, yet we are here. I think in another way, see the beauty of it is, it has still come to me. We are still here. I look at that side. You know, I guess what is mine, so it's okay.
So with your permission, if you permit, ಆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಉತ್ತರ ನಾನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ? ನಮ್ಮ ಕಿಚ್ಚ ಸುದೀಪ್ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರ ನಟ ಆದರೂ ನಂಬರ್ 1, ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸರ್ ಆದರೂ ನಂಬರ್ 1, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆದರೂ ನಂಬರ್ 1, ರೈಟರ್ ಆದರೂ ನಂಬರ್ 1, ಡಾನ್ಸರ್ ಆದರೂ ನಂಬರ್ 1, ಆಂಕರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ನಂಬರ್ 1. ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರು ಎಲ್ರಿದ್ರು ನಮ್ಗಂತೂ
ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿರೋರು ಯಾರು ನಂಬಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ನೋಡಿ, ನೀವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂದ್ರಿ, ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ರಿ, ಯಾರು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ಗೆ ಏನು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ಅದು ಹೋಪ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಐ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಹೋಪ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್.
ಡೈ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಸರ್, ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್, ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ.
ಫಾರ್ ಮೈ ಡಾನ್ಸ್, ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ಲಿ, ಐ ನೆವರ್ ಥಾಟ್
ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸ್ಟಂಪ್ಡ್. Why not? Would love to.
No, that's not the question. You said a die-hard fan.
I am. I'm certainly. Overall, sir. Adu na offline matadna, sir.
Very nicely put last, overall. She wrapped it over. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yes. We'll take that person and next you. Yes, go for it. The behind person. ಅವರು ಮುಂಚೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಸರ್, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದೇ ನಿಮಿಷ. ಎಸ್, ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು RJ ಅನುಪ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ನಮ್ ರೇಡಿಯೋ. ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಟುಡೇ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಾಯ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೈ 2 stars ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ನೋ ಮೈ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಟಾಕ್.
ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಗು ಇದೆ, ಖುಷಿ ಇದೆ. ನೋಡಿ, ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನೋಡಿಯೇ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹೇಳಿ ಹೇಳಿ.
ರಣವೀರ್ ಬಾಬಾ, ಏಕ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೋ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್, ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು.
ತಾವು ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮುಂಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅವರೇ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರು. ಬ್ರಿಲಿಯಂಟ್, ಫ್ಯಾಂಟಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇದು ನಮಗ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು. ಯಾವಾಗ ಬ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೀರೋ ಇಂದ ಅಭಿಮಾನಿಗಳೇ ಹೀರೋನ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸೋದು ಅಂತ ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಲ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಜೆಸ್ಚರ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಬರಲೇಬೇಕು.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್. ಸುದೀಪ್ ಸರ್, ಈ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು, ಏನು ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಸರ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾನ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ? ಅಂದರೆ ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೋಟಿವ್? ಅದು ಇದೊಂದು ಟ್ರೈಲರ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ, ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ, ಟ್ರೈಲರ್ ನೋಡೋರ್ಗೂ ಇದೊಂದು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, 83 ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ವಾಟ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಯು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾನ ನಾನೇ ಕನ್ನಡಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು, ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದಟ್ ಥಾಟ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್?
ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ನಾನು ಈ ಟೀಮಿಗೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಸರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿಷ್ಣು ದ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ನನಗೂ ನಂದು ಅವ್ರದ್ದೊಂದು ಒಂದು ಪುಟ್ಟ ಜರ್ನಿ ಇದೆ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 10-11 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ನಾವು 11 ವರ್ಷದ ಪರಿಚಯ ನಾವಿಬ್ಬರು CCL ಮೂಲಕ. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಿಚಾರನೂ ಅವಾಗಿಂದನೇ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ CCL ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಟು ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಆನೆಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೀ ಓನ್ಲಿ. CCL ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೀ. ಅವತ್ತಿಗೆ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಪುಟ್ಟ ಟೂರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವತ್ತು ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೂ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇರೋದು ಮಿನರ್ವಾ ಮಿಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಶೂಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಡೇ ಐ somehow felt that CCL will be very big. ಸೊ ಅವತ್ತು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದವರು ಅವತ್ತಿಂದ ಅವ್ರು ಏನೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಗೆ ಬರೋರು. ಸೊ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮಚ್ ಲೇಟರ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೇ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್, ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಮ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಡೆಡ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅಗೇನ್ ವೆನ್ ಹಿ ಕೇಮ್ ಟು ಮೀ, ಸಿ there are many times we have reasons to say no to many things.
Yes.
With this, there are no options. You just say yes. You know, you just say yes.
Sir, my last question to Ranveer Baba. So, what is your energy secret, sir? Like,
It's so infectious ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಖುಷಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ. What's the secret behind your energy, sir?
Deepika.
Nija.
And you are not far from the truth at all, sir.
He is running from that time because he has to run to her now after this. So he knows that. So it's that.
I actually had the great privilege of spending quality time today in the plane with Shrikant sir, and he said something wonderful. He said, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred or transmitted. He says it much better than I remember it, but that kind of resonated with me. I think the secret of my energy is people, love, energy that I get from people. It just gets generated or multiplied within me, and it just, what goes around comes around. I receive it, I pay it forward, and it's like it's cyclical in that way. So I would say it's really the love that I receive and feel from people, vibrations, energies, that I think is the secret of my energy.
Fantastic. Go for it. One moment. Your turn's done. Aurige kodana chance. Go for it, sir.
Ranveer sir, this question for you. I am Vijay from Suvarna News. Deepika Padukone also this part of film. So how to impact Deepika Padukone character of this film?
She has a wonderful role to play. She's playing the role of Romiji, and I think the idea first came to Kabir sir. I think we were in Juhu at cricket practice, and our director would be there for every single minute of practice. And it was one morning where he was like, so, I was thinking, Deepika should play the role of Robin. I was like, that is the best idea. And I thought it was a genius idea. I was like, wow, who better? And Kabir sir then went and narrated the script and screenplay to her. And sir, I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, Ranveer is right. I was, the idea came to me actually because when I went to meet Kapil sir and I spent some time with Kapil sir and Romiji, I realized that there is this energy that Romiji has without which Kapil Dev is not complete. And I'm sure that was the case in 1983 also. And that's when I decided I need somebody who needs to play the part of Romiji. Obviously, the screen time would not be too much because the film is really about the team, but who can bring that energy in limited screen time, and who's better than Deepika Padukone? So I took my chances. I went there and I narrated it to her, and I'm so glad that by the end of the narration, she was really moved. I think she had tears in her eyes, and she said, it is a limited role, but it is a special role, and I want to be a part of this film. And that's how it happened. And I often say, people make a lot about the fact that we've cast a real life couple, and this is their first film post-marriage. But that's really coincidental. For me, I would have gone to Deepika Padukone even if she was not married to Ranveer Singh, because I just needed an energy which only Deepika could provide in the film. And when you see the film, you'll see how she lights up the parts of the film when she's there.
Brilliant, sir. Thank you so much. We'll take one last question ಈಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ.
My question is to Ranveer Singh, sir. Sir, Lakshman here from Power TV. ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಅವರಿಗೆ
ನಾನು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ನೀವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಅಳಿಯ, ನೀವು ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿಲಿಕಾನ್ ಸಿಟಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿರೋದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಖುಷಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ವಿಚಾರ. ದೀಪಿಕಾ ಪಡುಕೋಣೆ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಕನ್ನಡದವರು, ಅವರು ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ಮಿಂಟನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್.
ಹೌದು.
ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನೀವು, ನಾನೊಬ್ಬ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಈ ಥರ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕಪಿಲ್ ದೇವ್ ರೋಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದಾಗ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ಗೆ ಬದಲಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ಮಿಂಟನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ ಅಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ?
It's a funny question. The question is, you are like the Jamai Raja for us in Bangalore. You've come to Silicon City, Namma Bengaluru, and when you got this chance, to play a role, we do know that Deepika Padukone is a badminton player and then turned to actress. So, did she ever say that you could have been a badminton player rather than being cricketer? Was there any such question that rose?
Well, to answer your question, Deepika and I often play each other in badminton. We have a nice facility in our residential complex in Mumbai, where it is a lovely badminton court, and we often play each other. And I struggle to get past 5 in a 21-point game against her. It's very embarrassing, but yeah, recently she played with Sindhu as well, and yes. Sindhu was the first one to say that if she had continued to play badminton, she would be one of the top players. She's really inherited all those skills from her father, the legend himself, Mr. Prakash Padukone, who only today on social media expressed his experience of 83. And yeah, it's something that we both enjoy. And I'm working on my badminton skills. I'm not bad, but I'll tell you something about Deepika, and this is why I think her casting was absolutely genius. She has seen these beats, these emotions, these beats of life, of a life journey, and these emotions in her very home. She has her father, who's a professional sportsman, and her mother, who supported him and was really the wind beneath his wings and propelled him to achieve everything that he did. So she has seen this and experienced this firsthand in her very home. So that dynamic between Romi ji and Kapil ji, she understands better than anybody, which is why I think that casting was a stroke of genius. And I would have to agree with you, sir. She brings a kind of energy to the film that is just very special and really invaluable and lights up the screen. And it's all come together, this film, whether it's Deepika's casting or the casting of the boys, who are such fine actors and put their best foot forward, whether it's the technicians or the talent or anybody who's associated with this film. I always feel like this film has some kind of divine blessing. The way it's come together, we held on. In spite of the lockdown, the pandemic, it was supposed to release. Today we're here and we see the response to the trailer. We see the kind of pre-release anticipation. We see the kind of responses. Let me tell you, the first public screening in Jeddah, I was there at the very end, and when the lights came on, I can't tell you what people were experiencing. It was just the energy in that room was so special, and that's going to happen now in cinema halls across the country and across the world. I think what these gentlemen achieved in 83 has such divine power till date that all of those blessings, all of that karmic equity is coming back and blessing our film. And it's truly special, a film that I am sure every Indian will be proud once they see it.
ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಖಂಡಿತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾವನೆಗಳಿದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸರ್, ಬೇಜಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ, ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಒನ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅಂತ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ, ಅವಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ನಿಂತಿದ್ರು, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವರ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ನಾವು ತಗೋತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಒಬ್ರು 1 by 1 ಕೇಳಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತರ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್.
ಹಾಯ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಶಿಲ್ಪಾ, 1+ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಇಂದ. ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಸುದೀಪ್ ಸರ್ಗೆ. ಸರ್, ನೀವು ರಿಯಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾರ ಸ್ಟೋರಿನ ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್?
ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್? ಒನ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್, ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಬೋತ್ ದ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಇದು ಕೊನೆ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್.
This question for director Kabir Khanji. Sir, I am Harshavardhan from Filmy Junction Studio. Have you ever thought about casting Kannada actors for Karnataka players, you know, in the role of Karnataka players? Because Jiva has played Krishnamachari Srikanth and Ami Virk has played Balvinder Sandhu sir roles. So have you ever thought about casting Kannada actors for Karnataka players? Yes.
So, do you want to take that first, sir? So honestly, the audition was open all across the country, and we must have auditioned more than 2,000 actors, from which we got our final 14. In fact, we used to have a pitch outside my casting director's office, and the boys had to show their cricketing skills, and Balvinder Singh Sandhu, the coach of our team, had to pass them for their cricketing skills before they could go for the acting audition. So it was thrown open everywhere. We didn't specifically sort of go and say that, okay, if a player was from a particular city, we'll get the actor only from that city. In some cases, like Jiva, we did that because Chika sir spoke a lot of Tamil. So, and in the film also he does that. Amy, you know, breaks into Punjabi a lot, which was like Balvinder Singh Sandhu. So that's why we did that particular specific thing. But as far as, you know, Kiri sir and Roger Beni were concerned, there wasn't that sort of particular state where they were speaking in Kannada mostly in the film. So we sort of threw it open to any boy who could firstly match up to that. And I must say, sir, the last actor cast was for Roger Beni, because your action was also quite difficult to get.
So
we needed somebody, and we needed somebody who's as good looking as him.
Sir, may I chime in?
Yes.
May I chime in? Nishant Dahiya is the one who plays Roger Beni in the film. He was so committed to cracking your bowling action, sir. So committed. He picked up many an injury along the way. And I found myself oftentimes, whether it was in Mumbai or whether it was in the UK, all of us boys would be like, Nish, stop. You have to stop at some point. Stop bowling. You're going to hurt yourself. And he said, bro, I will never be able to live with myself if I don't crack this to perfection. He would bowl 6 times more overs than just about anyone. He was so committed to cracking your bowling action, sir. I think you'll be extremely proud when you see it.
He used to keep saying, listen, you give me the role of the highest wicket taker in 1980 the World Cup, which is Mr. Roger Beni.
ಟೂರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 18 ವಿಕೆಟ್ಸ್ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು ರೋಜರ್ ಬಿನಿ.
And if I may chime in, let me tell you, the maximum amount of female attention went to Nish, aka Roger Beni, turning heads everywhere. All the junior artists and everybody. He was the centerpiece. He was always, you know, the cynosure of all eyes. We had to crack not just an athletic actor, but also committed and equally good looking.
Kabir sir, I would like to hear about how Sahil Khattar enacted my role. Of course, that will be seen on the movie for sure, but
all the boys have done a fabulous job as far as, you know, taking on the mantle of the respective players. Basically, I think what worked is we took all the boys, I took them to a boot camp in Dharamshala, which is one of the highest cricket stadiums in the world, and we stayed there for 2 weeks. And we lived there like a team. We would wake up at 5 in the morning, get into the team bus, go to the stadium, train for 4 hours, come back, have lunch, rest for a bit, again go back in that bus to the stadium. And by the end of that boot camp, I think every boy had become the player he was supposed to represent. And Khattar, I'm surprised that he can still walk, because in trying to dive for you, I think he rattled every bone in his body, and we would keep making him dive left, right, left. Balvinder Singh Sandhu just made him. They said, no, that's not as far as Kirmani would dive. Go, dive again. So, but he cracked it. He cracked it, and I think cracked some bones in the process.
I'm just waiting to see how he has done that Zimbabwe match with Ranveerji.
Oh, it's fabulous. And another
waiting for it.
So another detail that people don't know, that partnership was also a world record that stood for years.
And so when you see it, I will be in the hall. I will be the one passing you the tissues.
And the match result is on December 24th. For your attention, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ 24ಕ್ಕೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ಕೊನೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕೇಳಾಗಿದೆ. Over to you, sir.
ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಕಲಾವಿದರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಹಸಿವು ಇರುತ್ತಮ್ಮ, ಯಾರ್ದಾರು ಒಂದು ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಹಸಿವು ಇರೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದಾಗ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಒಬ್ಬ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಥೆಗಾರ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದಾಗ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಬರವಣಿಗೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ. ಅದಷ್ಟು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದನ್ನು ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಸಿದ್ಧವಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಬಟ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿರೋ ಕೈಗಳು, ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳು ಬಂದಾಗ ಅದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಷ್ಟೆ. ಅದು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗಲೂ ಈ ಥರ ಸಿನಿಮಾಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಫಿನಾಮಿನಲ್. ಈಗ ಈ ಕ್ಯೂ.ಎನ್.ಎ ಅನ್ನ ಮುಗಿಸೋ ಸಮಯ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಕೊನೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ we'd like to wrap up, if that's okay. Yes, I like to take permission from all of you for a wrap. Okay. Eddu keli neevu. Yes.
My question is to Ranveer ji, and first of all, I would like to congratulate the whole team for and Sudeep sir to giving us this wonderful movie in Kannada. Thank you, Sudeep sir. And my question is to Ranveer ji. I would like to know how many times after you got this movie 83, you have to do the biopic of Kapil ji. How many times you visited Kapil ji home or outside to imitate or to copy his attitude or style, whatever? How many times you met him?
I mentioned before, I had the great privilege of staying in his house for 2 weeks as a house guest. And those moments, that time that I spent with him and his family, his daughter Amia was our touchstone on the set, my touchstone on the set. She assisted Kabir sir in the making of this film. Kapilji and Romiji kept me in their home like their own son, treated me like their own son. And I don't think I'll ever have this kind of experience in my whole life. It is something that I will cherish forever. When I was in Delhi, we went on the cricket ground and he came there himself to give me tips on the batting stance and the stroke play and the bowling action and those, you know, like I said, I'm delighted that this film is going to be seen by the world and this emotion is going to be experienced. But for me, personally, it was that process, those moments spent in his house, those moments spent on the cricket ground with him, that I will carry in my heart for the rest of my life. It is a truly, truly special experience for me that is beyond words.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, sir. Iga ಇನ್ನು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಬರೀ ಉತ್ತರಗಳು. ಆ ಉತ್ತರ ಸಿಗೋದು ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ 24ಕ್ಕೆ 3D ನಲ್ಲೂ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಮಗ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಖುಷಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಕಪಿಲ್ ಸರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ರಣವೀರ್ ಸರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಬ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಅವರ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಬುರ್ಜ್ ಖಲೀಫಾದಲ್ಲಿದ್ರು, ಗೋವಾದಲ್ಲಿದ್ರು, ಕೊಚ್ಚಿನಲ್ಲಿದ್ರು, ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಊರು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು. ವಿ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ both of you, all of you indeed, with us on this stage, and we are grateful to
I have one last unplanned thing. It's a photo opportunity, a little bit of fun to culminate this most glorious evening. I see what we have over here. Ooh, what do we have? A bat and a ball. Wow. So we have the highest wicket taker of the 1983 World Cup. We have the legendary wicket keeper with us. We have the best batsman in the CCL. Yes. And we have a guy who can really do a good job as an umpire. Me. So sir, my good sir, if you will oblige us.
Syed Kirbani sir, wicket keeper position. And we have the batsman all set.
We can use this chair, no, as a stump.
We can. We certainly can.
Since all our roots are in gully cricket. Yeah. Oh. Sudeep.
India win by
Kirbani sir.
180 runs. India go to the semi-finals.
Woo!
इसी उम्र में तो करता है दिल ख्वाहिशें गिरने
India win by a huge margin of 180 runs. India go to the semi-finals.
That goes right there. 1983 83 ದ ಮೂವಿ ತೆರೆಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ 24. ಇಡೀ ಕ್ರೂಗೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಷೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ತರ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಅಭಿನಯ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ ಕಿಚ್ಚ ಸುದೀಪ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು, ಫ್ಯಾಂಟಮ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ಸ್, ರಿಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಕಬೀರ್ ಖಾನ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್. ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆನೂ ಬರ್ಲಿ, ಖುಷಿನೂ ಇರ್ಲಿ, ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ನಗುನೂ ಇರ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಭಾವನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ರೂಪ ಹೊಸ ತುಂಬ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು, ಹೊಸತನ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಅದೇ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನ ಮತ್ತೊಂದ್ಸಲ ನೋಡೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಭವ. ಇಡೀ ಟೂರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್, ಇಡೀ ಕುಟುಂಬ, ರೊಮ್ಯಾನ್ಸು ಇರತ್ತೆ, ಕಾಮಿಡಿನೂ ಇರತ್ತೆ, ಇಮೋಷನ್ಸು ಇರತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಬಸ್ಟರ್ ಹಿಟ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ತೆರೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ 24ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿಗೆ. 3D ನಲ್ಲೂ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ಸಿನಿಮಾನ ಆನಂದಿಸಬಹುದು. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಖಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೀವಿ, ಕಬೀರ್ ಖಾನ್ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತಟ್ಟಬೇಕು. ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್, ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸರ್ ಅವರು ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆರಂಭದಿಂದ ಹುಡುಕಿರುವಂತಹದ್ದು ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸರ್ಗಳ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಕಪಿಲ್ ಡಾರ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಕಪಿಲ್ ದೇವ್ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಬರ್ಲಿ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಸಂದರ್ಭ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರಿಗೆ, ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ, ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ತುಂಬು ಹೃದಯದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ಅರ್ಪಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಫಾರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಜಾಯ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಟುಡೇ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಕಾರ್ತಿಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಜಾಯ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಫಾರ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಸ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಔಟ್. ಹಾಗೆ ನಾನು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ನಿರೂಪಕಿ ರೀನಾ ಡಿಸೂಜಾ. ನನಗೂ ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್. ನಾನು ಕ್ರೀಡಾ ನಿರೂಪಕಿ. ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಶೋ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ. 1983 ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ 24 ಗ್ರೀಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೀಸನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಮಸ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ನಿಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಭಿಮಾನಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಖುಷಿ ತರುತ್ತೆ, ಸಂತೋಷ ನೀಡುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಕೊಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕು. ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಜೋರು, ಶಿರಳೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಸಖತ್ತಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೂಪರ್. ಓವರ್ ಟು ಯು ಸರ್.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಲ್ಲ, ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್. ಬಟ್ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕತೆ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕೀಗ. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಟು ನರೇಟ್, ಸೊ ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ತುಂಬ ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ಸೊ
We will catch it, sir. Don't worry.
Good. So, ತುಂಬ ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಾನು, ಅಂದರೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ 86, 87, 88, ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಂಡಿಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಟೀಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಾಗ, ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಇವರು ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ನ ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ರು. ಬಟ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಫೈನಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಓಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಇವ್ರ ಹಿಂದೆ. ಆ ಟೆನ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕಾಲಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಶೂಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. ತುಂಬ ಚಿಕ್ಕವನು. ಇವರು ತುಂಬ ಸ್ಪೀಡಾಗಿ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಒಬ್ಬರೇ ಇದ್ದರು. ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇವ್ರ ಕೋಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಈ ಟರ್ನ್ಡ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಸ್ ಐ ಶೋಡ್ ಮೈ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯೂಜಿ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಇತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ. ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಎ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ಎಸ್, ಹೂಸ್ ಗೋನ್ ಟು ಶೂಟ್? ದೆನ್ ನನ್ನ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕ್ಕ ಓಡಿ ಬರ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಮೈ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ವಾಸ್ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ಶಿ ವಿಲ್ ಶೂಟ್. ಅವ್ರು ತೊಗೊತಾರೆ, ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಲಕ್, ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಅಳಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಅವತ್ತು ಇವರು ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಒರೆಸಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ he said, don't cry, we'll definitely click a picture soon. And that picture happened today, after so many years of waiting. Of course, he couldn't carry me though. So, pakkada nitkondu we shot. But then, he did one more thing. The most generous thing, I guess, that day he could do. Is there anybody else you want to see, he asked. Inyarnadru nodbeka anta. I said, Veng Sarkar nodbeku. So he said, come, I'll take you. And he took me, he walked up. He was staying somewhere else, but our room hatra karkondu, he showed me the door. He said, I'm going to leave you here because he's with his wife. Naan band bagal tattalla, nee hog tatti. He's very sweet, don't worry. So he walked away. Al hodaga, bagal tattadaga, of course, Veng Sarkar wife bandru. ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. Yes, I said Veng Sarkar. And ಅವ್ರು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬಂದರು. He said hello. I said hello. It ended there. He said, nothing. And we walked. But then what remained in my memory till date was, here is a captain. He could have seen the camera not working. Camera work agilla andaga. It's okay, and but hogbidbodittu. He actually, because I started crying, because that's one moment you get with your hero. And that also, I'll walk madbekar, he was alone. That was the best moment I could have. And I'm a kid, so he definitely did oblige. But allinda ಅವರು ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮೆಮ್ರಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಬರೀ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೂ ಅವತ್ತು ಹೀರೋ ಆದ್ರವರು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ತುಂಬ ವರ್ಷ ಕಾದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಫೋಟೋಗೆ. ಐ ವೇಟೆಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಟುಡೇ. ಸೊ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಐ ಆಮ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಆನರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಈವನ್ amidst the legends, the true heroes of the story who made this film happen today. They are the reason for that. And what can be better? I'm sitting here. Maybe ನಾನಿವತ್ತು ಈ ಸಿನಿಮಾನ ನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ನಡ ಚಿತ್ರರಂಗಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಇವನ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಅ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ, ಮೇ ಬಿ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಪ್ಲೇಯಿಂಗ್ 11, ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮೈ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಅ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಟುಡೇ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟಿಂದನೂ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡೋವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಗೇಮ್, ತುಂಬ ಹತ್ತಿರದಿಂದ ನೋಡಿದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಗೇಮ್, ಆಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಕ್ತಂಥ ಒಂದು ಗೇಮ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ವೇ ದಟ್ ಐ ಕುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕತೆ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ತರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ರೈಟ್ ನೌ.
ಫ್ಯಾಂಟಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್. ಪುಟ್ಟು ಮಗು ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಭಿಮಾನಿಯಾಗಿ, ಅದ ನಂತರ ಅವ್ರು ಸ್ವತಃ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಆಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ಇಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷಗಳ ನಂತರ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಈಗ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕು. ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಜೋರು ಶಿರಳೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಸಖತ್ತಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೂಪರ್. ಓವರ್ ಟು ಯು ಸರ್.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಲ್ಲ, ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್. ಬಟ್ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕತೆ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕೀಗ. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಟು ನರೇಟ್, ಸೊ ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್.
So, it took me many months. I was playing cricket for 4 hours, for 4 months straight, trying to crack the action. And Sir's body mechanics are very unique, so it was very difficult to catch. And Ballu sir would say, I was very heavy. I was coming off of the shoot of, I think, Simba, if I'm wrong. And I had a lot of muscle mass on me. So when Ballu sir finally cracked it, one day he was watching my run up and he was like, you know what, तू जब भी bowling करने आता है ना, run up में ऐसे लगता है कि पहलवान bowling करने आ रहा है. So he gave me the month off. I was not allowed to come to the cricket ground, and I was sent to change my entire body, drop all that muscle mass, and then I came back, and then we started making some headway.
And we heard, was that 16 kgs that you dropped in a month?
I wasn't looking at the scale. Honestly, I would keep dropping the muscle mass and keep videographing myself to see how much closer I can get to Kapil sir's physicality. But it was an absolute joy. In fact, when Kabir sir first came to me the film and he was like, I'm making the 83 story, in my head I was like, yes, cricket khelne ko milega, yes! Because I'm a very avid gully cricketer myself. But an absolutely delightful creative process. I remember sharing a moment with Saqib, who plays Mohinder Amarnath, and we were at the Lords, and we had a few shots that we had to play on the pitch at Lords, and he was looking at me and I was looking at him. I was like, can you believe this? You're like, can you believe this? We're playing cricket at the Lords. It was, to be at Lords, to be at Tunbridge Wells, if you're a cricket nut like me, it's just absolutely incredible, and it's inexplicable. I don't have words to express what it means to me to be able to do that. And let me tell you, Kabir sir's detailing is so keen that even the hardest of cricket nuts like you, who knows every nuance of every player, whether it's how Kapil sir does his little sleeve, that little tick that he used to have of adjusting his sleeve before in his run up, or the stance of every player, or Yashpal Sharma's Badam shot, or every little nuance that every cricket nut knows and recognizes and will be looking out for with a magnifying glass, they will also stand up and applaud Kabir sir's detailing. I must tell you, it's a film that we are very, very proud to present to you.
And I'm sure attention to detail is a must. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನರ ಭಾವನೆಗಳಿದೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇವ್ರು ಆಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇವ್ರ ಸ್ಟ್ರೋಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇವರ ಬೌಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇವರು ಸಿಕ್ಸಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಬಾರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದೇ ಸ್ಟೈಲನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಹಜ. ನನಗೆ ಸುದೀಪ್ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಲಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಹಿ ಸ್ಪೋಕನ್ ಟು ಮೀ ಸೆವೆರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿರೋದಿದೆ, ಗೂಸ್ ಬಂಪ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಟವನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನಡೆಯೋದಾಗ, ನೋಡೋದಾಗ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೌ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಯು ಶೇರ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಸ್ ಒನ್ ಡಯಲಾಗ್ of the movie with all of us, and then we translate the same into Kannada for our dear Kannada audience and say the same again. Would that be okay? Superb. So let's get started. So director ಅವರು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವೇ ಹೊತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ. All right. And I allow Kabir sir, just go for it. Just say 3, 2, 1. I don't know however that goes to. Camera action.
उनको क्या लेने दो कि उन्होंने हमसे बेटर बैटिंग की या बॉलिंग की, लेकिन उनको ये नहीं कहने देना कि उन्होंने हमसे ज्यादा कोशिश की.
Fantastic. Sudeep sir ಅವರು ಇದನ್ನ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಉಂಟೆ, ನೀವು ಕೇಳಬೇಕಾ? Oh yes. So
I also find that I can't say these things normally. I just get into Kapil sir's character immediately.
But when I'm translating, I'm going to translate it like me.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's done months of training to speak like him.
Any day.
Okay. Basically,
ನಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿನಯ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ ಅವ್ರ ತರ ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ.
ಅಭಿನಯ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ ಸುದೀಪ್. Let them say that they batted better than us or bowled better than us, but let them never say that they tried harder than us.
ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಬ್ಯಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಬೌಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿ, ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ಬೇಡ.
ಫ್ಯಾಂಟಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್. ಅದೇ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ನ ಇವರಿಂದ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್? ಸಖತ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ನೀವಿಬ್ರು ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸಖತ್ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ನನಗೂ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಡು ಐ ಸೇ ಕಪಿಲ್ ಸರ್ ಆರ್ ಕಪಿಲ್ ಡಾರ್ಲಿಂಗ್? Kapil sir, how about you just join along there? क्योंकि वो आप ही की निभा रहे हैं वहाँ पर. All right. And that's the character there. Okay. Fantastic. Yes.
I don't have to do anything. You have to.
No, my people want to understand that if this is said in Kannada and your way of speech, how it will sound, right? That's exactly, yes.
So first I'll speak, then he'll speak, then you will.
No, sir. I will speak and he will speak and you will speak. Because
oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Kannada, so.
Yeah, you speak in your language.
But after all that, we would like to definitely hear how the hero actually said it when he said this line.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, so. Yes. Okay. So, I'll say in Kannada, okay? Sir?
Action.
Ready, sir. Namkina. Batting ಅಥವಾ bowling.
Batting ಅಥವಾ bowling.
ಅವ್ರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿ. ಅವರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ
ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ
ಹೇಳಿ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಗಿಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪಟ್ಟಿದಾರಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬಿಡಬೇಡಿ.
अब मैं पंजाबी में बोल सकता हूँ? I mean, you said it. Let me speak in Punjabi, yaar, thoda bahut.
Ready, sir.
Which my Hindi was like my Punjabi, and Punjabi was like Hindi. So after
and English was like no other.
Oh, English was they couldn't understand anyway. The best part I keep on saying, I come from an agriculture background, and I played cricket, a very cultured game, Englishman's game, played with English people who only talk in English. And I come from agriculture, so it took me 2 years to learn.
So, it took me many months. I was playing cricket for 4 hours, for 4 months straight, trying to crack the action. And Sir's body mechanics are very unique, so it was very difficult to catch. And Balusa would say, I was very heavy. I was coming off of the shoot of, I think, Simba, if I'm not mistaken. And I had a lot of muscle mass on me. So when Ballu sir finally cracked it, one day he was watching my run-up and he was like, you know what? तू जब भी bowling करने आता है ना, run-up में ऐसे लगता है कि पहलवान bowling करने आ रहा है. So he gave me the month off. I was not allowed to come to the cricket ground and I was sent to change my entire body, drop all that muscle mass, and then I came back and then we started making some headway.
And we heard, was that 16 kgs that you dropped in a month?
I wasn't looking at the scale. Honestly, I would keep dropping the muscle mass and keep videographing myself to see how much closer I can get to Kapil sir's physicality. But it was an absolute joy. In fact, when Kabir sir first came to meet the film and he was like, I'm making the 83 story, in my head I was like, yes, cricket khelne ko milega, yes! Because I'm a very avid gully cricketer myself. But an absolutely delightful creative process. I remember sharing a moment with Saqib, who plays Mohinder Amarnath, and we were at the Lords, and we had a few shots that we had to play on the pitch at Lords, and he was looking at me and I was looking at him. I was like, can you believe this? He was like, can you believe this? We're playing cricket at the Lords. It was, to be at Lords, to be at Tunbridge Wells, if you're a cricket nut like me, it's just absolutely incredible. And it's inexplicable. I don't have words to express what it means to me to be able to do that. And let me tell you, Kabir sir's detailing is so keen that even the hardest of cricket nuts like you, who knows every nuance of every player, whether it's how Kapil sir does his little sleeve, that little tick that he used to have of adjusting his sleeve before in his run-up, or the stance of every player, or Yashpal Sharma's Badam shot, or every little nuance that every cricket nut knows and recognizes and will be looking out for with a magnifying glass, they will also stand up and applaud Kabir sir's detailing. I must tell you, it's a film that we are very, very proud to present to you.
And I'm sure attention to detail is a must. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನರ ಭಾವನೆಗಳಿದೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇವ್ರು ಆಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇವ್ರ ಸ್ಟ್ರೋಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇವರ ಬೌಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇವರು ಸಿಕ್ಸಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಬಾರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದೇ ಸ್ಟೈಲನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಹಜ. ನನಗೆ ಸುದೀಪ್ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಲಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಹೀಸ್
So it took me many months. I was playing cricket for 4 hours for 4 months straight, trying to crack the action. And sir's body mechanics are very unique, so it was very difficult to catch. And Ballu sir would say, I was very heavy. I was coming off of the shoot of, I think, Simba, if I'm not mistaken. And I had a lot of muscle mass on me. So when Ballu sir finally cracked it, one day he was watching my run-up and he was like, you know what? तू जब भी bowling करने आता है ना, run-up में ऐसे लगता है कि पहलवान bowling करने आ रहा है. So he gave me the month off. I was not allowed to come to the cricket ground and I was sent to change my entire body, drop all that muscle mass, and then I came back and then we started making some headway.
And we heard, was that 16 kgs that you dropped in a month?
I wasn't looking at the scale. Honestly, I would keep dropping the muscle mass and keep videographing myself to see how much closer I can get to Kapil sir's physicality. But it was an absolute joy. In fact, when Kabir sir first came to meet the film and he was like, I'm making the 83 story, in my head I was like, yes, cricket khelne ko milega, yes! Because I'm a very avid gully cricketer myself. But an absolutely delightful creative process. I remember sharing a moment with Saqib, who plays Mohinder Amarnath, and we were at the Lords, and we had a few shots that we had to play on the pitch at Lords, and he was looking at me and I was looking at him. I was like, can you believe this? He was like, can you believe this? We're playing cricket at the Lords. It was, to be at Lords, to be at Tunbridge Wells, if you're a cricket nut like me, it's just absolutely incredible. And it's inexplicable. I don't have words to express what it means to me to be able to do that. And let me tell you, Kabir sir's detailing is so keen that even the hardest of cricket nuts like you, who knows every nuance of every player, whether it's how Kapil sir does his little sleeve, that little tick that he used to have of adjusting his sleeve before he, in his run-up, or the stance of every player, or Yashpal Sharma's Badam shot, or every little nuance that every cricket nut knows and recognizes and will be looking out for with a magnifying glass, they will also stand up and applaud Kabir sir's detailing. I must tell you, it's a film that we are very, very proud to present to you.
And I'm sure attention to detail is a must. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನರ ಭಾವನೆಗಳಿದೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇವ್ರು ಆಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇವ್ರ ಸ್ಟ್ರೋಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇವರ ಬೌಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇವರು ಸಿಕ್ಸಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಬಾರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದೇ ಸ್ಟೈಲನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಹಜ. ನನಗೆ ಸುದೀಪ್ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಲಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಹಿ ಸ್ಪೋಕನ್ ಟು ಮೀ ಸೆವೆರಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿರೋದಿದೆ, ಗೂಸ್ ಬಂಪ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಆಟವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನಡೆಯೋದಾಗ, ನೋಡೋದಾಗ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೌ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಯು ಶೇರ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಸ್ ಒನ್ ಡಯಲಾಗ್ of the movie with all of us, and then we translate the same into Kannada for our dear Kannada audience and say the same again. Would that be okay? Superb. So let's get started.
What dialogue should we do?
So director ಅವರು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವೇ ಹೊತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ. All right. And I allow Kabir sir, just go for it. Just say 3, 2, 1. I don't know however that goes to. Camera action.
उनको क्या लेने दो कि उन्होंने हमसे बेटर बैटिंग की या बॉलिंग की, लेकिन उनको ये नहीं कहने देना कि उन्होंने हमसे ज्यादा कोशिश की.
Fantastic. ಸುದೀಪ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಇದನ್ನ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಬೇಕಾ?
I was lost in the dialogue.
Oh yes. So
I also find that I can't say these things normally. I just get into Kapil sir's character immediately.
When I'm translating, I'm going to translate it like me.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's done months of training to speak like him.
Any day.
Okay. Basically,
ನಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿನಯ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ ಅವ್ರ ಸರ ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ.
ಅಭಿನಯ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ ಸುದೀಪ್. Let them say that they batted better than us or bowled better than us, but let them never say that they tried harder than us.
ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಬ್ಯಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಬೌಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿ, ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ಬೇಡ.
ಫ್ಯಾಂಟಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್. ಅದೇ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ನ ಇವರಿಂದ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್? ಸಖತ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನೀವಿಬ್ರು ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸಖತ್ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ನನಗೂ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಡು ಐ ಸೇ ಕಪಿಲ್ ಸರ್ ಆರ್ ಕಪಿಲ್ ಡಾರ್ಲಿಂಗ್? कपिल सर, how about you just join along there, क्योंकि वो आप ही की निभा रहे हैं वहाँ पर. All right, and that's the character there. Okay, fantastic. Yes.
I don't have to do anything. You have to.
No, my people want to understand that if this is said in Kannada and your way of speech, how it will sound, right? That's exactly, yes.
So first I'll speak, then he'll speak, then you will.
No, sir. I will speak and he will speak and you will speak. Because
oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Kannada, so.
Yeah, you speak in your language.
But after all that, we would like to definitely hear how the hero actually said it when he said this line.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, so. Yes. Okay. So, I'll say in Kannada, okay? Sir?
Action.
Ready, sir. Namkina. Batting ಅಥವಾ bowling.
Batting ಅಥವಾ bowling.
ಅವ್ರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿ. ಅವರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ
ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ
ಹೇಳಿ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಗಿಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪಟ್ಟಿದಾರಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬಿಡಬೇಡಿ.
अब मैं पंजाबी में बोल सकता हूँ? I mean, you said it. Let me speak in Punjabi, yaar, thoda bahut.
Ready, sir.
Which my Hindi was like my Punjabi, and Punjabi was like Hindi. So
and English was like no other.
Oh, English was they couldn't understand anyway. The best part I keep on saying, I come from an agriculture background, and I played cricket, very cultured game, Englishman's game, played with English people who only talk in English. And I come from agriculture, so I took me 2 years to learn